And we are live. How's everybody doing tonight? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and you're watching and or listening to ABL Live. Thank you for being here tonight. You could be almost anywhere in the world, but you're right here with me live on the show, and I appreciate y'all for that. We got a whole lot going on all over the internets, all over mainstream media, social media, everywhere. And I don't know where to start. First of all, we have Tucker Carlson. A bunch of leaked videos are coming out from Fox for some reason. I'm not really sure when these videos are dated, why they're coming out right now. They look kind of fake, but nobody's really refuting them. There's also emails from him. There's quite a few things we'll talk about in a minute. Also, the violent illegal alien, the criminal alien who shot and killed 5 people in the family has been captured. I thought it would be long gone in Texas, in Mexico somewhere, rather than still being in Texas, but they were able to find him. We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, shout out to all the good Samaritans out there. You're trying to stop thieves in retail stores. You're trying to do the right thing, things that you were taught were good to do when you were a child. But will your efforts be recognized? Will you be supported by law enforcement, or will you be thrown under the bus? We'll talk about that in a minute as well. Also, did Ukraine attack the Kremlin and try to kill Vladimir Putin? What's going on with that? We'll talk about that a little bit more a little bit later. Also, Joanna Man Part 2, was that movie ahead of its time when it came out in 2002? We'll talk about all those things and much more on tonight's episode of ABL Live. And thank y'all for joining me again tonight. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. No, I'm not Nigerian. Somebody asked that. I just do a great Nigerian impression, huh? I do a great Nigerian voice, but I'm not a Nigerian, huh? No, I'm just a regular everyday American. Okay, Charleston, West Virginia, the place of my birth. My family goes all the way back to the boat. I'm an American, been an American for a very long time. I've not even done one of those 23andMe or Ancestry type things because I don't want the federales to have my DNA, but that's a different story, and I digress. The whole point is I'm here with you guys. You guys are the best audience. If you like what you're hearing, you know what to do. This is also a podcast you're listening to right now. It'll be available on your favorite audio streaming platforms tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. So that's Apple iTunes, is that what it is? Apple iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, Anchor, etc. Link for that will be in the description box, or just go to your favorite audio streaming platform and search ABL Live, and I will pop right on up. Oh yeah, I've seen the Navy video. I'm gonna do a video about the Navy video probably tomorrow. I'll put that out tomorrow. We'll talk about that tonight. We got quite a few videos I've not shown on the regular weekly stuff, a lot of exclusive things just for tonight's stream. All right. Bob K. MIT says, today is my birthday, 59 years old, and I get to spend it with you and this great chat. Well, I'm glad you're here, man. Happy birthday to you. Enjoy 59th birthday. Hey, man, one more year to that big 60, just one more year, man. So enjoy your youth while you still can. How about that? So happy birthday to you, Bob. Shout out to you, man. All righty, we got quite a few things going on tonight. And I almost forgot before I get into it. Shout out to the sponsors. I'm gonna bring on a few more sponsors here pretty soon. I've gotten quite a few emails, some good sponsors that I like. I'm gonna bring them on. But for now, I have my regular sponsors, patriotpost.us. Y'all know how I do. Best source of news and information anywhere on the internet. Link for them will be in the description. Also, go to my regular website, anthonyblogan.com. That is ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. If you go to the front page, you're able to find articles for each video that I produce. So once you go to the article, you'll be able to see a little bit more about the video. You'll get to see my sources from left, right, independent, whatever. Go to the website. You can find what you need, anthonyblogan.com. Again, ANTHONY, the letter B, LOGAN.com. Also go to anthonyblogan.com/contact. You can find my email address, my snail address, and my P.O. box, my social media profiles, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All that is right there on the website. If you have a question about whether I'm contacting you or not, whether you are talking to ABL or not, go to the contact page. And if you don't see that particular handle you're talking to on there, it's not me. And that leads me into my every show PSA, every Wednesday and Saturday PSA. Whenever I put a video out and you guys respond to it, and then there's a reply to your response, and it looks like me, and they're talking about something like, hey, man, contact me on this number, contact me on WhatsApp or whatever. It's not me. Just don't do it. Ain't nobody got no time to get scammed in 2023, okay? I'm not trying to hear about one of y'all going to Target with a handful of gift cards, trying to finagle some money to some dude. That's what the Nigerian accent come from, huh? You're going to talk to a Nigerian prince. You're giving the gift card to the Nigerian. You're giving them to the Burner boys, huh? Do not give them the cards at all. So yeah, don't get scammed in 2023. But anybody got no time for that. If you see a reply to your comment on one of my videos and it looks kind of fishy, it looks suspect at best, just don't reply. Go ahead and block the person. It's not me, I promise. I will never contact you in the comment talking about contact me on this random shady number. The only number you ever be able to contact me on is the number that is in the description box right now and that comes across the bottom of the screen, the 434-658-1220. That's the only number you would ever call me on, and it only works during the show. You will not be able to use that number outside the show. So that right there will just let you know exactly what's happening. The best way to contact me directly is through my email, which is on my website, anthonyblogan.com/contact. My email address is contact@anthonyblogan.com. Please, 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 I beg of you, do not spam me, meaning sending multiple emails every day, 7 days a week, 24/7. Please don't do that because I will block you. But if you got a tip here and there, I'll read your emails. I may not always reply, but I'm most certainly reading your emails, and I thank you guys for your tips. I've done videos quite a few times based on your tips, so thank y'all for that. I really, really appreciate you. All right, and we will be at we will be at 1 million subscribers pretty soon. I thank y'all for that accomplishment. Do I have my button over there, my silver button. So once I get to 1 million, I get the gold button, and I'll probably do like an unboxing or something like that. Yeah, I'll probably do an unboxing or something of the gold button once I get it, because really it'll be for you guys, because without y'all, I wouldn't be able to accomplish that goal. So thank y'all for that. All right. So we got quite a few things. Now, as far as the flags that are behind me, my man that did those, I've not been able to contact him. So yeah, shout out to him. It was good while it lasted, but sometimes these things don't last forever. So I may do a different sponsor for the flags. I may have to find a new person that does the flags, and I may actually get different flags. I may do steel flags next. I have a few wood flags that are behind me. I have a few of those, but I may do wood flags next. Yeah, I mean, my man that did the flags, great person, good guy, but I don't know what happened. He might have got overwhelmed. He might not. I don't know what his personal life is like. Things happen. That's just business. Sometimes you got to move on and find a different direction. So I'll probably find a new person for the flags, or I may do steel. I may do something totally different. So y'all be on the lookout for that. All right. Yeah. It's when I'm gonna tell you something about my flag guy, and shout out to him. This is no hate. You know, it's nothing against him, nothing personal. But right when the pandemic hit, it was an influx of traffic to my page. It was crazy. Like, my subs doubled during the pandemic. It was nuts. And we were selling so many of these flags, he couldn't keep up. This is one guy now doing it as a hobby. He had like 200 orders in front of him. And it's like, how am I going to do this with one person working by himself? So, you know, it can be hard like that. And this is why a lot of times people will sell their company, or they have to hire people because they can't. It's a supply and demand, right? When the supply is so high, when the demand is so high, but the supply of labor is low, it can be very difficult to accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. So you could do a couple of things to alleviate that. You can hire people, which is going to cost money, or you could just charge more for the product to reduce the number of orders. You know, supply and demand, Econ 101. You got to do something. Yeah, growing pains, exactly. Yep. Yes, indeed. So that's kind of what happens. All right, but yeah, I will be. That's probably a good way for you guys. If you guys want to email me, if you guys do any fabrication, metal fabrication, or if you do woodworking, you could do flags like this. Y'all email me, and we can do something. We can make something happen. All right. Yeah, hopefully he's good. You know, I wish him all nothing but the best. He's a really good guy. You know, I like him a lot. So shout out to him wherever he is. If he's listening right now, hey, shout out to you, man. No hard feelings. All right. Yeah, and then sometimes you got to set a limit on quantity. Yeah, you're right, Jay Brown. You might have to be like, like if you have things to order on your site, have a certain number, and then when you reach a number, it's like, okay, I'm sold out now. Now I can't take any more orders. Or if you realize and you get to a certain point of capacity, you're about to reach capacity or you're breaking it, you might have to just cut off orders because at a certain point, you're not going to be able to fulfill them. Okay, we got quite a few things going on here. We got quite a few videos that I have to get to. I don't even know where to start. There's so much going on. It's crazy. Again, if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Okay. Now, I think I'm going to start with the Good Samaritan over there in California, Miraloma, out there by past Anaheim by San Bernardino. I don't know a lot about California, LA area. If you guys are out there, y'all inform me about what's going on. But all that I know is that it's Miraloma. I guess it's Los Angeles adjacent. I'm not really sure. But there was a video that I played of a guy tackling a woman or, trying to stop her from stealing. And, from my point of view, I'm like, look, I understand why you want to do something like that. And I think that the world needs guys that will step up to the plate and prevent lawlessness from taking over and prevent things from just happening like that. I think that's a good thing to have people that step up and say, okay, no more of this. But at the same time, I know how things are. I know how people are. And I know how California is. You see, California, those who are out there shoplifting with a handful of handbags and everything else, they will not be prosecuted. So you're trying to be the good guy. You're trying to be a good Samaritan, all for naught. And as a matter of fact, he might be charged. Actually, there was a guy in New York City. Somebody said Comedy-fornia, hilarious. But there was a guy in New York City. Matter of fact, it might have been an officer who got charged with assault for trying to do the exact same thing that this guy did. Hold on. Matter of fact, let me see if I can put an article up. No, officer assault, shoplift. Let me see if I can find that right quick. Yeah. Now, it wasn't an officer. It was a security guard. So he's a retired NYPD officer. Hold on. All right. So I'm going to pull that article up next. What we're going to see first is the video from out there in Miraloma, right? Let's check this out first. And we're going to keep on going. So here we have it right here, right? This is from Libs of TikTok. They reposted it. Their caption says, typical day in California. And what's going on right here is you have at least 2 or 3 shoplifters in a TJ Maxx running out with handfuls of handbags. And I think 1 or 2 of them get away. But this guy, grass cutting dad, New Balance, shorts wearing dad, he's in there like, okay, no more. Let's go ahead and stop you right now. And him and a young lady get into a tussle over her shoplifting. Let's get a little bit of sound. Let's not burst your eardrums in the process. Let's go ahead and roll it. You can do better than that. There we go.
And a Good Samaritan trying to stop two alleged thieves at a TJ Maxx in Mira Loma. Dramatic video captured by a customer showing the takedown at the location on Limonite Avenue. At least two women wearing black hoodies seen trying to walk out with arms full of purses. But when the second one tried to leave, a man jumped in to stop her, tackling her, eventually knocking her to the ground.
Let me go. Let her go. Let her go. Let me go.
I think I see at least. Yeah, I might see. There's at least. So while he's wrestling with her, there's a couple girls back in the background. See her right there. She's running out with the bags.
And a Good Samaritan.
See, look, 1, 2.
Samaritan trying to stop two alleged thieves at a TJ Maxx in Mira Loma. Dramatic video captured by a customer.
3.
Showing the takedown at the location on
4.
Limonite Avenue. At least two.
So it was quite a few of them. He's trying to do his part to stop the shoplifting, trying to be the Good Samaritan. Guy Fieri was mad, hilarious. Ric Flair, you guys are funny. He was trying to do something to stop the shoplifting, but I understand the sentiment. At the same time, if that's me and I'm in California, I'm not doing that. Not because I think that it's wrong to stop thieves. I think it's noble to stop thieves. It's a good thing to do. It's a good sentiment to have. But in California, as is the case in a lot of these liberal places, the people that are out there stealing will not be charged. They will not be prosecuted. They're going to get let go. And if they do get charged, it'll be a slap on the wrist at best. A slap on the wrist at best. So you got to ask yourself, is it even worth doing? Is it even worth trying to stop these people from stealing? And the answer is probably going to be no, especially since you can get in trouble. See, what if they say that you assaulted them? Okay? Because if you would have just backed off and let them go out, it wouldn't have been no fight. But because you tried to stop them from stealing, the girl hit you in the head with her purse. Now you're fighting. They're going to say you initiated the contact. So therefore, you're going to get in trouble for assault. Some are going to say, man, that's just ridiculous, ABL. No, it's not ridiculous. Here we are. Okay, let's go to New York, shall we? Let's go to New York. Here we have the same thing, right? And this guy is a retired NYPD officer. So Salvatore Lo Piccolo, 50 years old, a retired NYPD officer who was working as a security guard at Walgreens when he tackled the alleged shoplifter. All right. And he's an actual security guard. The other guy at TJ Maxx in California, he was just in there shopping. He was not a security guard. He did not work for the company or anything. This guy is an actual security guard, and he is getting arrested, right? So now, hold on. Salvatore was working as an armed guard. He was an armed guard at Walgreens. Imagine having an armed guard at Walgreens. That's crazy. I mean, why do you need your pistol in Walgreens in New York City as a security guard? Hey, it's rough out there, ain't it? Okay, you got to really protect those lipsticks and juices and everything else, because these guys out here in New York are crazy. But anyway, he's an armed guard at Walgreens when he tackled the alleged repeat shoplifter before he says he was held in the cell for 7 hours and slapped with assault charges. Oh, yeah. So when you see some of these viral videos, right? When you see some viral videos of shoplifting and you see the security guard just standing there looking at them, what else are they going to do? What else are they going to do? You're going to try to step in and stop them and then get hit with an assault charge, and then the shoplifter won't even get in trouble at all. The shoplifter will get off scot-free because there's already laws that protect them. In California, if you steal anything below $1,000, it's not even the penalty. It's not even the crime. It will not be prosecuted. I presume the same is probably close to being true in a place like New York City. So if you want to be the Good Samaritan, you want to be the bad guy, matter of fact, you want to do your job as an armed security guard and stop shoplifting by tackling, not by pulling your gun, not by beating them up, by tackling them. Oh, nah, you assaulted me, sir. Nah, you assaulted me. I'm the victim. Now you're going to go to jail. And here we are. Let me see if there's more. So Salvatore Lo Piccolo, he was at in a Port Authority bus terminal working when he jumped into a shoplifter who says hit him in the head with a jar of food. He has now said he plans to sue the Port Authority Police Department, PAPD, after the incident, which happened in March, left him facing charges including assault for allegedly threatening and recklessly causing injury to the accused thief's back, according to court documents. Didn't I say that in my video? I was like, look, if you want to be the good Samaritan, step in and put your hands on somebody to stop a theft. It doesn't matter if you are just a passerby, good Samaritan, working a job of security. Let's say the person gets injured. Let's say they hurt a pinky toe, they break the nail on their big pinky, or they one of their eyelids get scratched and they got to go to the hospital and get a Band-Aid for their boo-boo or something like that, okay? If there's, or they get a chipped tooth, if they get injured a little bit to the point where it's enough to say they got injured, now you're in trouble. They won't get any kind of penalty. They probably would get paid. They probably would get rewarded. Criminality is rewarded. And people like Eric Adams and all the rest of them are wondering, hey, why is there so much crime? Why is there so many people who are out here shoplifting and acting the fool? What's going on? Why is this happening? Well, it's not hard to tell. It's not hard to tell at all. Hold on. I got an article from Babylon B. I want to show you guys. This right here is parody, obviously. It's not real. It's parody. I want to show you guys this, though. Again, it's parody from Babylon B. But we know how much parody can be linked to reality, right? Chicago mayor warns that if local Walmart locations close, people will have fewer places to shoplift. Exactly. And that's what's going on. The people in charge don't really care about regular, everyday people working, doing the right thing. They want to embolden and enable the criminals. That's what's going on. Now, I saw the comment right there about the Atlanta shooter who has been captured. We could talk about that as well. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and get into that because I've been watching that a lot on the news today. I've been keeping up to date about that. So let me see if I can find the situation. All right. Hold on. Okay, so they found the suspect in a complex near Truist Park. That's where the Braves play. It's out in Cobb County by the Battery. Okay, so let me see. Atlanta mass shooting suspect Deion Patterson. Let's put it on the screen, matter of fact. Let's do that. This is on CNN, part in the source, but I'm seeing this right now. This is breaking like 9 minutes ago. And after I read this, I'm going to get into the background of what's happening here so we can understand exactly what's going on. If you've not been in the loop on the whole Atlanta shooter story, Atlanta mass shooting suspect Deion Patterson was apprehended in Cobb County in a condominium complex near Truist Park at about 7:45 p.m. Eastern Time. County police officer told CNN Truist Park, which is the home of the Atlanta Braves professional baseball team, is about 11 miles from the scene of the shooting in Midtown Atlanta. So basically, if you're not familiar with Atlanta, all he did was go straight up 75. Because Midtown is right there by 75, 85. You can just go straight up. He was heading up. He probably didn't have anywhere else to go. If you come up 75 and keep going to Tennessee, now you're in my backyard. So I was ready for the guy to try to come here and do something crazy. I got my alleged guns at the bottom of the river loaded and ready to roll. You understand what I'm saying? Because, hey, you trying to come in my neighborhood and try to break into houses, trying to escape the police? No. And to be quite frank, he probably wouldn't have made it nowhere near past Atlanta Metro. Going up into the past Atlanta, like Catoosa County, they would have got you. Really, it ain't. You're not gonna be able to hide up there, trying to call yourself breaking into houses, carjacking. You're gonna be dead on the highway. Right on 75, you're gonna be on the side of the road like a deer or a raccoon. But anyway, I digress. Let's go back. Let's go back to what's happening, to a little bit of the preface about this whole story. So earlier today at about noon, 12:30, right around then, in Atlanta, there was a mass shooting. I think one person died and 4 or 5 others were shot. What the guy did was he went to Northside Hospital right in Midtown and shot up a waiting room. Now, allegedly, from what I'm reading, one of the victims was the guy's own mom. One of the people he shot was his own mother. I'm not sure if she died. I don't think she died. Like I said, there was only one person that died. The rest were just injured. They were shot but did not die. Let me go back to the beginning of the whole situation, and then we're going to get more into it. All right. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Part of my phone going off, but I'm gonna find my thread. Here we go. So here's a thread right here. After shooting in Midtown Atlanta, shooter on the loose. This was earlier today. But like I said, the guy has been captured. They got him in a condo by the Braves Park in Cobb County, Truist Park, by the Battery. So this was a scene earlier in Atlanta. There's no sound on the video, I don't believe. But yeah, so there was a lot of police presence. They shut this area down. It's, at Midtown Atlanta, it's city. It's like you're in Chicago, New York, etc. Atlanta, to me, is like New York, but a little bit more spread out. It's not as congested and compacted. You might see the occasional roach in the mall or something like that, maybe even a mouse floating around, but you're not going to see these New York City cat rats. These rats in New York are the size of little bears. These rats are humongous. You're not going to really see that in Atlanta. So that was a scene earlier. Midtown is a weird place. It's nice, but it can be violent out there. It's always some kind of problem, always some kind of shooting. There's always something out there. But you got high-rise condos and apartments where you might pay $3-4 grand a month for rent. And as a matter of fact, they during the live shots of the Atlanta situation, they kept showing Icon Midtown. Now, Icon Midtown has become infamous because it's one of those fancy, swanky high-rises that always has some kind of problem. There was a mass shooting a while ago. It might have been this year. Right in that same location, right by Icon Midtown. Then they had the Pipe Mageddon, where they had the freeze over the wintertime and all the pipes burst in some of these apartment complexes. And one thing about some of these apartments, okay, was that not true, Miss Nikki? Thank you for that. So I guess it wasn't true about him shooting his mother. I heard that, but I guess that's not true. Thank you for that, Miss Nikki. I appreciate you. But the Pipe Mageddon hit a lot of apartments in the Atlanta metro and in the city. But what I want to say about that before we get back to the shooting is a lot of these new condominiums and apartments, they look fancy. They look really nice on the outside, but it's kind of like how the Chinese do. The Chinese will give you the tofu construction, meaning they might look nice, but once you get to the inside of them, how nice are they really? It's kind of shaky at best, kind of suspect at best. All the pipes burst because they were not insulated. Why not just insulate the pipes? Trying to build them real quick and for the cheapest price possible. That's kind of what's going on. A lot of the older homes and apartments did not have the pipe problem, but the newer ones did. The swanky spots like Icon Midtown had that problem. I digress. The whole point is this area is kind of strange. There's also a lot of LGBTQ elemental P in Midtown. That's their hub. So it's a lot happening in one place. So this is the guy. Here's the shooter. He's black, so you won't hear much more about it after today. Because what's the narrative when you have a mass shooting? What are they trying to get across? They want to try to push gun control. And the whole point of gun control is to have the state rule over you. It's to have the state be your master. It's to have the state be the ones that you call on and rely on for everything. And if they can scare you into giving up your guns, then they're going to do it. Now, how are they going to do that? Well, they can't say black guy's going to come kill you. That's racist. So they're going to say it's going to be a white guy that's going to come kill you. It's going to be a Trump supporter. It's going to be a MAGA hat wearer, right wing nut job, he'll come kill you, right? An incel, 18-year-old white male, he'll come kill you. But that's not the case here. This guy, 24-year-old black male, Deion Patterson, Coast Guard veteran. Oh, that's not gonna fit the narrative. And from what I heard from his family, it might have been his mother, they said that he got the wrong medication because, again, he went to he went to Northside Hospital. They said he got the wrong medication from the VA and he wanted the Ativan. Red flag right there. Big red flag, because if the VA messed up, or if he was prescribed the wrong thing, or if he behaved this way because of a prescription drug that he was given. Ativan, I've heard about that before. Is Ativan what they give like alcoholics? My dad was on that, like when he was drinking and stuff. He keep talking about Ativan all the time. That was like a thing they would give him a lot. Is that like anxiety? Like, what is that really for? Regardless of what's going on, if they gave him drugs and he was on those drugs when the shooting happened, now we got a problem. We got a big problem. All right. So, and here's a picture of the guy right here. This is when they were still trying to find him. That's a picture of him right there, Deion Patterson. Like I said, they've captured him near the Braves Park out there in Cobb County by Truist Park. Ativan is a benzo. Okay. Anxiety. Yep. Ativan's like Xanax. Anxiety. Yep. That's what I thought. Yep. So, military veteran, Ativan, anxiety, VA. They're not gonna cover this anymore. That'll pretty much be a wrap. The news said that he had stolen the vehicle or carjacked. Well, it could be either one. He could have carjacked somebody, meaning somebody was in the car driving it, and then he took it from them. Or he could have stolen the car, meaning the car was just sitting there with nobody in it, and he found a way to start it. Maybe the keys were inside or whatever the case may be. Regardless of what, he acquired a vehicle that was not his, either by carjacking or stealing, and then he ditched it in near a school in Cobb. And then I guess he went on foot to the near the Battery and went to an apartment complex. I'm not sure if he lived there, if he knew somebody that lived there, but that's what that was. So yeah, that's what's happened. I'm kind of surprised they caught him, because once you kind of escape Midtown, you can kind of go. I mean, you're right on the interstate. It's right there. So if you're able to get in the vehicle and just drive, they're not going to catch you. I mean, they could, unless if they see you in the car, if they recognize you, whatever, they can. But once you're in the interstate, if there's no roadblocks or nothing like that, you pretty much can go. And you could go pretty much anywhere. You know, Atlanta is a hub. You can go to Alabama. You can go to Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina, wherever you want to do. All right. Oh, also, the guy was really popular. Not popular, pardon me. He was very into social media. He had a big online presence, but I've not seen too much about that yet. I don't know too much about that situation. All I know is that he went to Northside Hospital in Midtown, and that's what that is. Let me see. I'm reading some of this here. Did he carjack the vehicle? Okay. Well, hey, that's what it is. Yeah, the battery over there in Cobb, that's what they call that area right around Truist Park. It's a bunch of it's shops and restaurants and hotels. It's a lot of stuff right there by the Braves Stadium, basically. Out there in Cobb County. All right, so that's what it is. Let me see. Train That Life Form says they probably didn't have the kind he takes and gave him the other. Anxiety meds can't be swapped around like that. Makes a person off balance. Well, that could have happened here. And if that did happen, see, now we're talking about big pharma. We're talking about the VA. We're talking about mental health in a serious way. And we ain't talking about guns anymore. The gun argument is not going to be there right now because a simple fact that he's not a white male, not an 18-year-old white male incel or something like that shooting the school up. So we're going to see. Somebody says 1 deceased, 4 injured. Okay. All right, but that's what it is. So yeah, I mean, he's been captured. Hopefully they, send him up the river. Big rocks, little rocks. Don't let him out anytime soon. And speaking of being let out anytime soon, have you guys seen my video about the woman in Texas with the DUI? Not it was Texas, pardon me. That was not Texas. That was Illinois, East Peoria, Illinois. She's from Farmington, but the incident happened in East Peoria. So this young lady is now 24 years old. The incident happened last year in April, about a year ago today. A little over a year ago it happened. She was driving drunk and killed not one but two different people as a result of her drunk driving. Now, this was crazy. The police footage, the body cam footage was unreal. I put the full video on my website of the body cam footage. It's like 20 minutes or more. But there was like a TikTok-ized version on Clown World's page. Shout out to Clown World on Twitter. If you're not following Clown World, at Clown World, one word, _, you got to do it right now. Please subscribe to Clown World on Twitter. But Clown World reposted a TikTok-ized version, meaning shortened, straight to the point of what's happening. So, like I said, this person killed not one but two people. They had a blood alcohol content of 3 times the legal limit. They blew like a point. I forget what it was. It was a high blood alcohol content, 3 times the legal limit. When they searched the vehicle, they found weed and open container alcohol. And this video was so crazy. It makes me think there was more than the weed and the booze. I'm thinking fentanyl, cocaine, heroin, I don't know, because the brain is not operating properly. Either she was just so drunk, she didn't know what was going on. Either she was so drunk, she couldn't really comprehend what was happening around her, or she's a moron, or it's a combination of both. I can't tell. Let's go ahead and, was it a 0.24 NKM? Good grief. My goodness. Like, don't drink and drive. Like, you guys, I know I'm preaching to the choir. A lot of y'all drink at the crib and call me on the show. Y'all don't be outside driving. You call me drunk and call from the house. I'd rather you do that than to be on the road putting not only yourself in danger, but the regular people on the road, the passerbys, the pedestrians, other drivers. You're putting them in danger and yourself. Stay at the crib. If you're gonna get drunk, don't go out and kill people.
Oh, hey, you never answered me about my car. And I school tomorrow, so how do I get my car?
So, for context sake, if you've not seen my video, what's happening here is she already been arrested. She's in custody. Now she's in the hospital, right? Probably trying to get her sobered up, put her on the Ativan or whatever they got to do to get her, get the IV for the fluids, whatever they're going to do. She's in the hospital, right? Because there was an accident where she killed 2 people as a result of her driving drunk. And they told her before she got here what happened. Hey, you killed 2 people. You're driving drunk. And she's like, well, where's my car? I need my car. I got to go to school tomorrow.
Well,
your car is totaled.
that's what?
Your car is totaled.
Told.
So he's telling her the car is totaled. She has no idea what the word totaled means. This is a college student. Either she's just drunk out of her mind, high out of her mind, or a moron, or both. I'm going to lean more towards both. You know what the word total means as a college student? If you just some random normie, don't know anything, you're 12 years old, maybe. But to be 23, 24 years old, a full-grown woman, have no idea what that word means?
Total wrecked.
Okay, so how do I get it here?
You don't.
So, I don't go to school tomorrow, is what you're telling me?
No, ma'am. You want me to be honest with you? You're going to jail. You don't have a bond. You killed 2 people tonight. I don't think you understand that. You do not have a bond. You are not getting out of jail. Your car is property of East Peoria Police Department because it's a crime scene. It killed 2 people tonight. You are clueless with that, clearly. I've already explained this to you. You're going to jail for reckless homicide tonight. You're going to jail for aggravated DUI for killing 2 people. That's what's going on. So no, you're not going to school tomorrow. You're not getting your car out of impound.
Okay, the Tuesday and my night time.
Did you just hear what I just told you?
You said I'm not going tomorrow. I'm talking about Tuesday.
Did you hear when I said
You
that
said I'm going to jail tomorrow.
Did you?
He's telling her, hey, you're going to jail. You killed 2 people. You're going to jail tomorrow. She's like, all right, but how about Tuesday though? Because you said tomorrow, but how about the next day? It's like, how you going to go to jail after that if you done killed 2 people? You're not coming home anytime soon. Maybe Tuesday, 14 years from now, you'll be able to go get your car. If it still exists, if they've not sold it, which they will sell it, because now it belongs to them. But if they have not just totally sold your car, scrapped it or whatever, you can get it in 14 years, but not right now, not anytime soon.
You're going to jail when we're down here.
Yes.
Did you understand what I told that you killed 2 people tonight?
Yeah, so I'm just wondering when I can go to school.
Okay, we're done.
So this is a screenshot of the actual news article. Peoria area woman receives 14-year prison sentence for fatal DUI crash. This was at the end of April of this year. So this is relatively new as far as the sentencing, but the incident happened last year, 2022, April 2022. So a 10th Circuit Court judge has sentenced a Farmington woman who pleaded guilty to killing 2 pedestrians while driving drunk last April to 14 years in the penitentiary. Now, like I said in my video, 14 years, I got to ask you guys, is that a light sentence? Is it right on point? Is it too much? I think it's light by looking at it right away. You have not 1 but 2 dead, and you're driving drunk. After the incident, you're showing no remorse. Now, again, is she drunk at that time? Probably. But she's like, hey, man, I'm trying to go to school. Like, I know I killed 2 people, but can I go to school, though? 14 years, is that an appropriate sentence? Y'all let me know.
You're all on body camera being completely careless about killing 2 people tonight. You could care less. That's sad and pathetic and horrible all at the same time.
Can you say that as a cop?
Yes, ma'am, I can.
Okay, so can I ask?
But even like through all of that, he's telling her how pathetic she is. She done killed 2 people, all this and that. She's hearing him like, can you say that as a cop? Like, that's so harsh. But yeah, I'm saying though, can I go to school though? I mean, I have never in my life seen anything quite like it. You know, doing these stories, I just kind of, it's like, it's always something that really amazes me. But it's becoming harder and harder to amaze me. I'm becoming grizzled at this, like a grizzled veteran. You know, like I see so much. It's like, what can top that as far as a level of ridiculousness, depravity, and just not even really caring, no remorse. I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, that's what's going on. She got 14 years in the penitentiary. Hopefully she serves every moment of the 14 years because you got 2 people dead as a result. Pedestrians walking, minding their own business, innocent people. You know, it's totally crazy. You know, but at least she's in prison and will serve some time because you got some people that, like, there was one incident in New York City where a guy was accused of murdering somebody, and he was let out, ROR, on recognizance. And then later on that week, he went and killed somebody else. Like, I think it might have been like that night when he got out, he killed somebody else. So it's like, at least she's in prison and won't come home anytime soon, or in jail. And then when she gets transferred, she'll go to the penitentiary, and she'll be there for 14 years, thankfully, rather than getting charged and then getting sent back to the house to go drive drunk again and kill somebody else. She'll be out in 5. Hopefully not. Hopefully she stays in the joint for an extended period of time. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. All right, so we got quite a few things going on. Tucker Carlson, there are quite a few, how can I say, leaks coming out about Tucker. Now they're trying to call him a racist. And here's my thing. Why now? Why is all this coming out right now? Who's behind it? Who had all these clips? Why are leaking them right now? What is really happening? I mean, I can't really tell. We saw the clip about him talking about Fox Nation, how Fox Nation sucks. And everybody knows Fox Nation. Like, I think I have Fox Nation. Like, okay, I put it to you this way. This is how bad Fox Nation is. I think I actually have Fox Nation. Like, I pay for it every month. And I've not watched it one time. I'm not sure why I bought it. I think I saw a commercial. I'm like, okay, I saw a thing that I might be interested in, but I've not watched it once. And really, I'm trying to find out how I can cancel it. I'm not even really sure how I can do that. So, I mean, when Tucker says that Fox Nation sucks, he's not lying. It's not a lie. And if you've not seen the clip right here, let me go ahead and, yeah, I'm going to cancel that bill, NKM. I am going to cancel it for sure. Is it Media Matters doing it, Dan? Okay, so Media Matters, they're the ones putting this out. But who has the inside track at Fox to release it to Media Matters is my question. And then why are they doing it? Fox Nation is a paid subscription service that Fox has that gives you other content that's not on Fox News. They have syndicated shows on there, like old shows. They have new specials. They got just different things on there. I saw one thing. They're trying to do the old school Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, MTV Cribs type thing. They were doing that on Fox Nation. They got a reality show about the Hatfields and the McCoys who were still living. Because if you guys don't know, that's a real family from West Virginia and Kentucky, if I'm not mistaken. The Hatfields and the McCoys are rival, two rival families. And some of their descendants still living. So they got a show like that on Fox. So some things like that are over there. So they kind of blur the line between entertainment and politics and news. I'm not sure. The point is, I've not watched it one time. All right. Maybe you guys enjoy Fox Nation. And if you do, hey, hats off. But I can't do nothing with it. So here is the clip in question that has been all over the place. And there are quite a few more clips. I would play them all, but we got some cussing going on. I know we got little babies watching. Maybe I'll put it in the description or something like that. Or on the article about this on the website. Check it out right quick.
If you watch anyway. We're going to, because I'm like, I don't want to be, I don't want to be a slave to Fox Nation, which I don't think that many people watch anyway.
Now, some said this was like AI was fake. It's not fake because Tucker has not said anything about it. So if it was outright fake, then he would have said, hey, that's fake. It's not real. It's AI. But he didn't say anything about it. Nobody said anything about this. So that means it's real. If there was a video that had millions of views about me going viral that was not real, I would say, hey, that's not me. That's not real.
We're going to, because I'm like a representative of the American media now. Speaking to an exile in Romania and welcoming him back into the Brotherhood of Journalists.
Yeah, it would help us out if you wore a sweater, though, because we asked him not to wear a suit. Like, he was panicking about it. So you don't have to. Tucker's going to be looking casual. That's just how our show looks. Is that okay?
So right here, he's talking about how Fox Nation sucks. I don't want to put content over there. And then he's talking about one guy he wants to have a conversation with. And the guy did not want to wear a suit. He wanted to appear really casual. And Tucker's like, man, come on, you got to put on the suit. Don't be a slob on air. That's not how we operate over here. I don't want it to be no kind of podcast, Joe Rogan, bro talk type thing. Ain't nothing wrong with that, but that's not what we're going to do over here on Fox News.
I mean, this is air.
Yeah, okay, Boomhauer, because I was wondering about that because, like, talking like this on the phone is a pet peeve of mine. Because I'm like, yo, why you got to talk like right here in the microphone? why are you eating the microphone? It's like, sir, if you do that, just put it to your ear, or even like that, I can hear you. I promise. Doing this is like, is it a slice of pizza pie? Like, what's going on, Tucker? But Boomhauer's like, you got to be hear the speaker. But you can hear it right here too, though. If you put it like this, you can hear it the same way as like this. You can do the pizza pie or the old school home phone thing, and you can hear it regardless. But that right there, yeah, I don't like that.
Airing on the nighttime show, and I want it to look official. I don't want it to be like bro talk. And I, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but the majority of it, like if we go like 45 minutes, it's going to be for Fox Nation.
But nobody's going to watch it on Fox Nation. Nobody watches Fox Nation because the site sucks. So I'd really like to just dump the whole thing on YouTube. But anyway, that's just my view. I'm just frustrated with it's hard to use that site. I don't know why they're not fixing it. It's driving me insane. And they're like making like Lifetime movies, but they don't work on the infrastructure of the site. Like what? It's crazy, and it drives me crazy because it's like we're doing all this extra work and no one can find it. It's unbelievable, actually. I don't know who runs that site.
We're going to play a sizable chunk on the show tomorrow night. That's the plan. And then what it's going to do is drive a lot of people to watch this on Fox Nation. It's going to be a great help to what we're doing over there on TV today.
I know, but we're doing our part. We're like working like animals to produce all this content, and the people in charge of it, whoever that guy's, whatever his name is, like they're ignoring the fact that the site doesn't work. And I think it's like a betrayal of our efforts. That's how I feel. So of course I resent it.
Okay. So that's the one video that came out, and there's quite a few more videos that have been leaked ever since Tucker has departed from Fox. And somebody said Media Matters is putting it out, but I want to know who is a person on the inside of Fox News. Who is that person that's leaking these videos? That's what I'd like to know, because that's pretty important if you ask me. Let me see if I can find a screenshot of some more things here. So, and here is the Media Matters situation. Here's some screenshots. This is Matt Gertz, and he's posting from Media Matters, or posting an article from Media Matters. One of them says, new Fox leaks. Media Matters obtained 3 more behind-the-scenes videos featuring former Fox host Tucker Carlson's creepy on-set comments. One said, prepping for an interview with Piers Morgan, Carlson tells the host, if we're going to talk about SEX, I love to sit... Okay, I love talking more about the technique. Okay. That's one thing. Just a little bro talk right there. Number 2, after describing an unnamed woman to someone off camera as yummy, Carlson says, just kidding. In this case, it's being pulled off the bird. Hey, Media Matters for America. Go F yourself. And then, hold on. Number 3 says, on set, Carlson tells someone off camera, quote, I can never assess my appearance. I'm waiting for my postmenopausal fans to weigh in on that. So things like that, people, they might get offended or whatever, but really, honestly, it kind of humanizes Tucker. I don't really see the big deal. It's not that big of a deal. They're trying to make him be a racist as well, but that's nothing. So there's a text message that has now come out. And again, I don't understand why this is happening right now. Like, why didn't it happen while he was still on Fox? Like, what is the problem? And a lot of these things are old. It's not anything new. It's not like what's being released right now just happened, and that's the reason why he got canned. I told y'all why he probably got canned. Rupert Murdoch got mad because his ex-fiance liked Tucker, not even in an inappropriate way. She just liked him personally. She liked him being on Fox. That was her favorite show, and that's what it was. And his ex-fiance got religious and was talking religion with Tucker. That made him uncomfortable. So not Tucker, but Murdoch. He was uncomfortable about the religious aspect of his ex-fiance and Tucker and their bond over religion. He didn't like it too much. So he got rid of the ex-fiance and Tucker. That's what happened, in my humble opinion. And I'm willing to bet money on that. There's no other reason. The things that are coming out right now are old. It's not like, because some things you might get suspended for or reprimanded at best. And if that was going to be the case, it would have happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, not getting totally fired right now as a network's top money earner. That makes no sense at all. But here's a text, right? Now, this one, they're saying he's racist for this text. All right, let's read it right quick. From January 7, 2021, 2 years ago, right after J6, obviously. It reads, a couple weeks ago, I was watching video of people fighting on the street in Washington. A group of Trump guys surrounded an Antifa kid and started pounding the living SHI, the rest, out of him. It was 3 against 1 at least. Jumping a guy like that is dishonorable, obviously. Now, here is the part where people are really offended. They read the entire text, and this part they keyed in on. He says, it's not how white men fight. That right there got people offended. But here's a question. You could say he's racist or whatever, and that's fine. But here's a question. Have you ever seen a group of white guys jump one guy, like in a regular street fight? I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Have you seen it, though? Like, for example, in high school, college, have you ever seen a group of white guys jump one guy? I mean, maybe you guys have seen it. Maybe because from my experience, I was not really around a bunch of white guys like that coming up. I lived in all black areas, so I got to be like 14. And even at that point, I was still, like my high school was still majority black. My neighborhoods up until I got to be 14 were 100% black, all black. And they looked just like me. To even see a light-skinned person, to see Barack Obama was rare. It was as common to see somebody white as light-skinned until I got to be 14 in high school. So I never really seen white guys do anything like that because I didn't really see them at all. And when I got to high school, I still didn't see white guys jump somebody. I didn't really see that ever. Maybe in prison, something like that. You're talking about some of the white gangs, the Aryan Brotherhood, whatever, neo-Nazis, some of those, they do stuff like that, maybe in prison. But just like Connor and Grayson jumping somebody in the school, that's uncommon from my point of view, but maybe you guys have seen it. I can't speak for the whole situation. White man can't jump. Hilarious, dude, Raul. A man said white man can't jump. Hilarious. All right. Black and Latino, yeah. That's usually the way it is, unfortunately. Miss Weezy says 101 is the fight rule with whiteys. Yeah. Yeah, black guy getting jumped by a bunch of white dudes is something that never happens. I've never seen that before in my life. Not to be 38 years old. Now, maybe you're talking about you're in the year 1957 or 1908, but not to be 2023. That's not what really happens. I saw it on TV watching wrestling. All right. But yeah, I'm reading some here. Let's continue with the text, shall we? I was just asking that question about the white man fighting. Let's start off right there. He says, jumping a guy like that is dishonorable. Obviously, it's not how white men fight. Yet suddenly, I found myself rooting for the mob against the man, hoping they hit him harder, kill him. I really wanted them to hurt the kid. And mind you, you're talking about Antifa, 99.99% chance is going to be another white guy. So you're talking about white guys jumping the white guy. It's not a white guy jumping the black guy, to be honest. But anyway, I digress. I really wanted them to hurt the kid. I could taste it. Then somewhere deep in my brain, an alarm went off. This isn't good for me. I'm becoming something I don't want to be. The Antifa creep is a human being. Much as I despise what he says and does, much as I am sure I'd hate him personally if I knew him, I shouldn't gloat over his suffering. I should be bothered by it. I should remember that somewhere somebody probably loves this kid and would be crushed if he was killed. I don't care about those things. If I reduce people to their politics, how am I better than he is? So that was the text right there. Now, throughout that entire text, the line that stood out was the, fight like white man thing. And that kind of went viral and trended on Twitter. But really, I see that as being introspective and having a heart. You might not like Antifa. You may hate these guys and what they stand for, but you don't want to see the guy get killed. And you realize that if you think that way, that something's wrong. It's like, wait a minute, let's just pause. I don't want that to happen. I don't want the guy to die. Much as I don't like him, I don't want him to die. So yeah, that was that. That was most certainly that. But people are going to be offended because, as I was saying I did a podcast with Shay Sade. Shout out to her. Shay Sade. Shout out to her. I did an interview with her. And, people were asking, it was a live interview. And people were asking questions. Hold on, I'm going to pull it up right quick. I'm gonna pull up the actual interview so you can see kind of what's going on. I won't play it. I'm just going to pull it up right quick.
Walked in and
so here is the interview I was on the other day. And people were asking questions live. And one of the questions was, well, ABL, because the whole thing was about black folks becoming more conservative, especially black men being more Republican conservative voting. That was the overall interview topic. And then we got into a bunch of like little sub questions about different things. And one of the people in the chat asked, how about the racism in the Republican Party? I'm like, well, you have people that are racist on all sides of the aisle, whether they be left, right, agnostic, politically, whatever. That exists. That's not a thing that is a Republican thing. And when I call it out on the right, people that don't like us on the right will ignore it. But when I call it out on the left, people will excuse it that like the left. When I spoke about Joe Biden saying, hey, vote for me or you ain't black, paraphrasing, that's pretty much what he said. When I call that out, it gets ignored. And as a matter of fact, we still voted for the Democratic Party at a 90+% rate. So that comment he made was outwardly racist and didn't hurt him at all. It didn't hurt him at all. So it's like, people are going to find things they don't like about somebody and they're going to harp on it. They don't like Tucker already, so they're going to find something to say. Oh, see, there it is. He's racist. I told you so. That's being dishonest. That's not being a genuine person. You got to be able to look at things objectively and not come into it with a bias. That's why I try to I don't try to have bias when I go into a situation and assess it. I just look at it for what it is without, trying to be tribal or anything like that. But it is what it is. Who was getting the text is a good question, Bina. I think it might have been the producer, but I'm not really sure. Let me see if I can go back to that and see who was getting that text. Yeah, it was a producer. See? Now, I'm not sure who the producer is that got the text, but it was a producer. And I'm not really sure why the text was released. Is it court action going on? Because it says Exhibit 276. Exhibit? We're talking about discovery in a court case? Is that what's going on? I can't call it. I can't tell. So it is what it is. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Oh, and there was one more thing from this interview right here that I'm going to talk about just briefly before we get to the next topic. I was reading some of the comments and people said, oh, you're just a shield for the white man. You have your white-minded, white politics. I'm like, I don't understand that because that makes no sense. If you look at both political parties, the major ones, obviously, Democrat, Republican, whites are split down the middle as far as voting for the left and the right. So I don't understand. Just as many white folks vote Democrat as vote Republican. So how is the Republican Party the party of the white man when white men also vote for the other side? I don't get it. It makes no sense. And as a matter of fact, in 2020, from exit poll data, Trump gained in every group, like this race male, this race female, in every group except for white males. So I don't understand how that makes any sense. People just make things up in their mind that make sense to them to justify how they already feel about a particular thing. And people are not going to be convinced. Some say, hey, man, you know what? I heard your interview. I'm not convinced. I'm not trying to convince you. I'm not trying to convince anyone. I'm just going to put things out there. in the easy to understand way, in the real way, in the honest and true way. And if you're ready to hear the message, you'll hear it. And if you're not, then you're not. And that's fine. That's totally fine. I can't teach an old dog new tricks. If you're 70 years old and you've been Democrat all your life, I'm not going to be the guy that is going to sit down and try to talk you out of it. But I'll give you the information. I'll put it out there for you. Like, I will come to your front door, knock on it, and leave books right there. Now, you can read them whenever you want to read them. I'm not going to force you to read them, but the books are right there. So whenever you're ready to read them, go pick it up. And if you change your mind, then great. If you never read them, then that's fine too. But I'm here to give you the information, so whenever you're ready, you got it. That's all that it is. Simple as that. All right. But if you like what you're hearing, so y'all know the rest, get the video a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. Now, Tucker has gotten quite a few offers. Well, he will get a lot of offers. Newsmax is trying to get him to be the basically like own the whole company. They want him to own the whole company. Hold on. Let me see if I can find the article about that. So they want to give the entire thing to him. Okay, they want to give the entire thing. I can't find the article where they're talking about an offer, but here's one thing. Newsmax ratings climb after Tucker Carlson's exit at Fox. The niche conservative news channel is still small compared to Fox News, but its viewership has doubled and sometimes slides even triple after Tucker Carlson was dismissed, because people are trying to find a different place to consume news on television. Okay, they still want to watch TV at a certain time, but they don't want to watch Fox. They're not trying to watch the rotating cast of characters that fill his slot. First, I think it might have been Brian Kilmeade. Now it's Lawrence Jones. They don't want to see that. They want to see Tucker or somebody equivalent to it. It's like the Budweiser effect, the Bud Light situation. I'm not trying to have no tranny beer in my fridge. Part in the word, hey, when I said tranny, YouTube, I'm talking about transmission. Like the Ford F-150 transmission is kind of blown up anyway. They don't want to have this ridiculous stuff around them, so they want to go a different direction. And I think what's happening is, if you are that kind of person that will switch networks completely from Fox to Newsmax, you're going to be the kind of fan that Newsmax wants, who's going to be very driven and very loyal. Well, and when I say loyal, I mean loyal to a certain extent, not a person that's casually watching Fox News in the background and doesn't really care about what's going on. They could put a tinfoil hat wearer legitimately. They could put a guy that smokes crack for a living on Fox at 8 o'clock and they wouldn't really care. They'll still watch it. Captive audiences, you're talking about a car dealership or something like that. They don't care who's on there. I'm watching it on mute anyway while they're working on my car, trying to sell me an oil filter and a tire rotation. You understand what I'm saying? The core people that are going to watch you and are going to be very invested, that are going to buy the My Pillows, that are going to buy the supplements, the vegetable supplements, whatever that is. You know what I'm talking about, Nature Zone, whatever that. People that actually support you in a very serious way, that'll follow you, that'll be there with you, they're getting those people from Fox. So they're trying to get Tucker to come over there. If I was Newsmax, I would say, hey, look, Tucker, you can have the entire network. You could be the president of Newsmax. You could do whatever you want to do. Bring on your own people, nepotism, whatever. Take the whole situation. They should do that. They should do that. Because Tucker is so popular, he can start his own network and it'll be very successful. I think having the framework of a Newsmax makes sense. It makes all the sense in the world. Go over there and make that be Tucker TV, Tucker Max Television. Do it. All right. So, and then Valuetainment, they offer him $100 million. Let me see if I can find that actual tweet right quick. And if you like what you're hearing, so y'all know the rest, give the video a thumbs up. Now, Valuetainment, that's Patrick Bet David, all these people. Let me see if I can. Okay, there we go. Valuetainment. All right, here we go. Let's check it out. So here is the tweet. Let me see if I could get the actual regular format of the tweet. Can we do that? There we go. All right. So the tweet from Valuetainment says, Dear Tucker Carlson, here's why we believe we're the right fit for you. The letter of intent from our CEO, Patrick Bet-David. And that's my man right there. You may have seen him before on certain podcasts and interviews and whatnot all over the internets. Very good guy. If you're not following Patrick Bet-David Valuetainment, please do so. I'm not affiliated with them at all. I just like them. I think they're a good channel. So here's a letter. Dear Tucker, I'll get straight to the point. We want you to partner with us in what we feel like is a noble, necessary effort to define the future of media. Here's our offer. $100 million over 5 years, an equity stake in Valuetainment, president of Valuetainment, and a board seat to project your strategic vision and voice. Your own podcast and other daily news, daily, weekly shows, documentaries, and movies covering topics you care about. What else? We are all ears. Our convictions about freedom, liberty, and truth are run deep, and we believe we share the absolute right fit for you in America. While we may not be the biggest media company, we are a new media leader driving into the future to make truth, fair debate, and commentary more accessible, consumable, and protected. We are 100% serious about our offer. Respectfully, Patrick Bet-David. So Tucker is getting all kind of deals regardless of what's going on. He doesn't need Fox. Fox will not be the only player in conservative media, and they're not. Is OAN still around? I'm not really sure, but you got Newsmax, obviously. You have other channels and places where it's not expressly conservative news content 24/7, but you kind of getting into it. Like you're dealing with Joe Rogan. He kind of goes that direction a little bit. You got Valuetainment. You got channels like mine. You got Candace Owens, Brandon Tatum. You got a lot of people. Maybe Tim Pool to a certain extent is in that ballpark, in that arena. Okay, even your man Stephen Crowder, he's in that arena as well. So you're not going to need too much from Fox anymore. Fox is kind of a thing of the past. It's kind of a relic. Like I said, if you're at Jiffy Lube, shout out to Bob. Okay, you're at Jiffy Lube, you're at Valvoline, Toyota dealership, getting your car worked on, getting your tires rotated, your brakes replaced, your windshield chip fixed or something like that. Okay, when you get that type of thing done, you're going to have Fox in the background. It's becoming the way of the dodo bird. It's going to be extinct pretty soon. So Tucker, quite frankly, he could have left at any point and he would have still been just as good as he was over at Fox. And I think it's the right time for him to leave. He can just go more digital and be bigger. So we'll see. We shall see. Now, I've been hearing about Rumble, but I want to get an offer from Rumble before I go over there. I know guys that are getting offers. I want to get an offer from Rumble before I go over there. But I'm not against Rumble. I have a BitChute just for alternative media. So it's always in my description, but people don't really go to BitChute anymore. People kept telling me, hey, man, go to BitChute. All my videos go to BitChute automatically. Whenever I upload, they go to BitChute. But who watches that? You see what I'm saying? But I will have Rumble when they give me an offer. I got an email from them probably like last year. I might reach out and try to see what we can do as far as Rumble is concerned. Historically, I've not really been the kind of guy that accepts sponsorships or deals or anything like that. But I think I'm going to start to be a little bit more open to companies that share my same views. It can't be a company that, like, if Bud Light was to be like, hey, man, let's do something. It's like, no, we're not going to do that. You know, I'm not trying to be Dylan Mulvaney's sidekick over here. But anyway, I digress. But yeah, we're going to see what happens with Tucker and the days going forward. And speaking about Crowder, now I'm not trying to litigate his divorce or anything like that. I don't want to talk about that, but now there's all kind of things coming out about him. And it's sort of like what happened to Tucker, but Tucker did not say anything about his situation. He did not say anything about anything going on. See, this is what I was talking about. I said Tucker should just be quiet. I mean, not Tucker, pardon me, Crowder. I said Crowder should be quiet about his divorce. Don't say anything because now he is being attacked by all sides. If you would have kept quiet, this wouldn't be going on. Remember he said, I picked wrong, all this and that. I'm like, see, look, guys get into their feelings. And at this point, it's not even about Crowder. I couldn't care less about Crowder. It's not even about him. It's about men. So this is Uncle ABL mode right now. Listen to me, young men especially. If you married, you got a girlfriend, sneaky link, whatever you want to call it, significant other, and things end, and you put her on blast and say negative things, that will only hurt you. If you are telling the truth, if you are honest, legitimate about your gripes and complaints, it does not matter, because nobody wants to hear your opinion about your feelings. Nobody cares about your feelings. As men, people don't care about men's feelings. They don't care. You crying and carrying on, oh, she did this, she did that. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Nobody. What's going to happen is only going to make you look bad. It's only going to hurt you in the long run. So don't do it. Hey, when it's a divorce, a breakup, you shut up. Don't say a word. If they ask you, hey, you know what? Things ended. That's all it is to it. Y'all know how I move. Hey, ABL, I thought you were married. What happened? Hey, man, it just didn't work out. That's it. No more. I will never say anything else, ever. Because I'm a smart person. I use my brain for more than a hat rack. I use my brain for more than a hat rack. And that goes for any guy. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're Stephen Crowder, if you're ABL, if you are a random person in the street, if you're the homeless guy in San Fran on the side of the road talking about you got 36 inches. I don't care who you are. This is advice for all men. Just be quiet when it comes to things like this, because you're only going to hurt yourself. You're in your feelings. You want to be heard. You want to vent. All right. But now things are worse. So check it out. So now, here's the article right here from May 2nd, yesterday. Stephen Crowder exposed himself at work, ex-staffers say. See, why is it coming out right now? In Tucker's case, he didn't say a word about anything that's going on. It could be some corporate stuff happening, right? But Crowder, in his case, the only thing that happened is he spoke and said some things about his wife that were very offensive. Then the wife's family retaliates by releasing the video and a statement through a lawyer. And now, since he's weak, a wounded animal, people are going to pounce on him. Oh, he flashed this thing at me, all this and that and the third, right? I mean, this could have been avoided if he just kept quiet. Here's another one. Stephen Crowder, ex-wife rant reveals pathetic pattern of abuse, ex-staff. Okay, another one. The knives are out for right-wing shot jock Stephen Crowder. This is Daily Beast. And they say even conservative outlets are dogpiling on him. So now you got all these articles about you. You in the news, all of that stuff. For what, though? Because it was avoidable. And people sometimes they get offended when I say certain things. Like I said, Crowder should just be quiet. People say, hey, man, why are you attacking them? Why are you trying to gossip, all this and that? And the third, it's like, look, man, I'm just trying to give all men out there just some logical advice, because I know how these things go. It's so obvious. When you want to talk about your wife badly, people don't like that. People that abuse women and children, people like that, they don't, that's frowned upon in society, and it should be. And you're going to get retaliated against as a result. People that used to be around you, former friends, colleagues, or whatnot, they're going to turn their back on you, and they're going to speak out against you. That's going to happen. Okay. And then you can kind of see how things are going to go. Going back to Judge Pearly things. Remember that person? And she was asking people before she did the Nick Fuentes interview, should she do it? And I said, no, don't do it. Basically, you're opening the can of worms. All you guys are afraid. You should be able to do it. You say you're conservative and you believe in free. I'm like, okay, look, you could do whatever you want to do, but I know where this is going. Look, you are a white woman with a audience that's largely based on black people, because all your stuff has black people in it. All these podcasts and interviews got black. Okay. Your staff is all black. Your guests 80-90% black. And you bring on Nick Fuentes, that's going to be a problem. And of course it was. And it's been a big blowout. But I called it from the beginning. People are going to say, hey, you know what? Freedom of speech. I can say what I want. All right. But guess what? It doesn't even matter. You're right. You know what? You're right. You have freedom of speech. You can say what you want to say, do what you want to do. You're right. But guess what? There's going to be a penalty for that. You can do it. That doesn't mean you should do it. Stephen Crowder can say, my wife sucks. I picked wrong. You can say that. But should you? I mean, hey, don't take my advice. I've been right, though. And I don't want to gloat. I'm just saying, people got to just make better decisions for themselves. Don't get caught on your feelings. Don't get caught up in, I want to be right, all this and that and the third. Make good decisions for yourself in your life. Point blank, period. It's simple. It is so simple. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. All right. The homeless guy in San Francisco, you guys want to see that one? So the homeless guy in San Fran, that was a very interesting video. I'm going to pull that up right quick for you guys. Yeah, that was a very, very interesting clip. The video, I'm told, is kind of older, but it doesn't matter. It's really irrelevant because the overall point is evergreen. It can always stand up. It can always be a thing that we can talk about. Speaking about homelessness, I always say that wrong. Homelessness. There's too many nesses in there. Anyway, people don't understand homelessness. They think that you got to give them housing and money, all this, that, and the third. But giving them housing and money will not solve the problem, because the problem is pretty simple, actually. So here's a video. Let's play it right quick. Then we're going to get through it. Hold on. Let me just.
Why are you flipping me off, bro?
Why are you taking my picture, bro?
Because there should be housing for you.
I don't want housing.
Then, so what do you want? Just to sit here then?
Yeah. It's my country, ain't it?
Yeah, but this isn't sanitary. We all live here.
It's not unsanitary.
What gives you more right than me?
How is it unsanitary?
Look! What do you mean? You should want better for yourself.
I like it like this. I like the fresh air.
No, I got you, but we all have to. What if somebody's handicapped and they need to get by? They can't.
They got 36 inches.
Somebody on a mobile bike can't get through here.
They got 36 inches.
So your freedom's more important than somebody else's.
36 fucking inches.
No, see, this is the problem. You think you're more important than somebody else.
I wanted to sit here and talk to the homeless guy and hold up traffic. Maybe somebody's got to go to the hospital.
You see that? You see how that guy just expects? He just thinks that he is more important than everybody else. This is the sense of entitlement.
So the guy, the homeless guy, in my opinion, destroyed the guy that was filming them. Now, do I think it's okay for the guy to be just in the patch of filth on the side of the road? No. But let's talk about homelessness, especially like in California, which is where this is, right? San Francisco, California. That's where this is. Let's talk about it right quick. The solutions they come up with, meaning the bleeding heart liberals, is let's give them housing. That's the first thing they say. Oh, is not enough housing? We need more affordable housing. No, they don't. He said it. I don't want housing. He was very clear. I don't want housing. Like, what do you want to stay right here? Yeah, I'm going to stay right here. I'm cool. I'm loving the fresh air. I want to be outside. That's what they want. Why do they not want housing? Well, with housing comes rules, right? There's rules with shelters or even just an apartment building. There's rules. Even if you pay rent in an apartment like a regular normie, you paying your rent, you can't do certain things in there. Like, I don't know, smoke crack, shoot fentanyl, heroin, or whatever. You can't be trying to have guys in there all hours of the night in and out. That's illegal. You see what I'm saying? So they don't want housing because with housing comes rules. They can't live their lifestyle that way. They want to be outside. They want to be right in the mix. They want to be able to panhandle from guys like that'll give them money, feeling guilty. And when they get that money, they're able to go buy their drugs with it. And also, in a place like San Fran, they get money. They get legitimate cold hard cash in the form of services. They get 3 hots. They get all type of stuff. They get all kind of things for themselves. They get subsidized to be outside and homeless. So why would you want to live indoors where if you're outdoors, there's no rules? Like if you live right there on this patch of filth on the sidewalk in this red chair, he can do whatever he wants. He can just use a bathroom right there. He can fornicate. He can do whatever he wants just right there, and it won't be a problem. But if he's in an apartment, now there's certain rules that he has to follow. A shelter, same thing. There's more rules inside of a homeless shelter than there is right there on the side of the road. You see what I mean? So they want to do that. And they want to be in California where it's not going to rain too much. It's going to be sunny, beautiful weather, a lot of money, all the services. They will travel from other parts of the country to go there to be homeless. And that's just how it goes, unfortunately. So the guy was right on point. Housing, that ain't going to do it. Money ain't going to do it. You know, the way to cure this homelessness problem is first to not feed them. It's like, you ever see one of these cat ladies? What is going on? Like random messages. I don't want that on my screen. But anyway, I'm going to tell you a quick story about how when I was back in Virginia and I stayed in these apartments, they get healthcare too. That's crazy. But anyway, when I was in Virginia in these apartments, there was this lady. She's a cool lady, older black lady. I will always see her and talk to her. But she began to feed stray cats. That was her thing. She would leave plates of food outside her door. And it was like clockwork. Every night, they would come to the front. You can hear them meowing. And then they'd be at the front eating. Now, there was some times where she would not leave the food outside. And then the cats would be screaming like bloody murder. Like they were getting killed. And the scream was like, yo, where the food at? Like, what are we doing? Come on. Give me the food right now. You see what I'm saying? The food kept bringing them there every night. It attracted the cats there every single night. And then when the food was taken away, now we got a problem. That's when and then at a certain point, if the food's not going to be there over a period of time, they won't come back anymore. That is the homeless problem. You keep bringing them there with the food, with the money, with the services, and then allowing them to camp outside. If they can't camp outside and they don't get any money, healthcare, straight cash in their pocket, all kind of things, food, if they don't get these things, then they're not going to be there anymore. And that is what's going on. That's how you cure homelessness in California. But of course, the bleeding hearts are like, oh, that's inhumane, ABL. You can't do that. They're humans. All right, they're humans, but guess what? Humans got to figure out a way to survive rather than their fentanyl addiction being sponsored by the state. And then they got nerve to give them free needles. So you're giving them needles and a place to shoot drugs. You might as well go to the next level and provide state-sponsored heroin. I will not be surprised if in my lifetime, California has state-sponsored heroin they give out for free to drug addicts in like a facility. Man, they already got it. Like methadone, that's like, what's that? So go one step further. Free heroin, black tar, fentanyl, whatever you want. We got it. I won't be surprised. Like I said before, it's to the point where it's becoming more and more difficult to surprise me every single day. It's very difficult to surprise me. All right. So it is what it is. Yeah, exactly, Monique. Meow, meow, where the food at? For real. The craziest cat cry you ever heard in your life. I don't want to do the cat cry myself. I ain't trying to have that get clipped. Let me see if I can find it right quick. No, that ain't even it right there. It was like this, but 10 times louder. Hold on. Yeah, that's it right there. Oh man, I did not expect that one. Yeah. Oh, Tom and Jerry sound effects, man. That's crazy. Yeah, but that's pretty much what was going on. Yep. Every night. Just like that. When the food went out there, oh man, somebody gotta die. Somebody gotta die. That's what it was. Man, the cat fights are hilarious. Shout out to whoever made that video. Yeah, but that's what I would hear all the time when the cats did not get their food. And that's how they be out in the streets when they're not getting what they want and when them drugs kick in. when them drugs kick in, that's what goes on. Oh, man. Dog going crazy right now? Yeah. Shout out to the dogs out there. Shout out to all the dogs that be tearing them cats to pieces. All right. But if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. That caught me off guard, though, really. I didn't expect that. I thought it was just going to be loud cats. I didn't know they were going to start fighting, though. That was crazy. And then the way they were tumbling, it's like the old Tom and Jerry, like cartoon sound effects, with all the pans and the boom, pow. It was like that. That's crazy. All right. We got a whole lot going on, a whole lot more topics to cover before I get to the calls in a few minutes here. So let's talk about Frick and Frack. Did I already cover them? I think I already covered them last time. Frick and Frack, Dumb and Dumber, Heckle and Jekyll, Tom and Jerry. Thing one, thing two, these guys that got found out to be DNC operatives. There's more video from them guys. What's their name? Harry and something. Caleb and Kyler, Grayson. I don't know, whatever their names are. I'm gonna pull them up right quick. Then we can talk about them. Give me just a quick moment. Then we're gonna keep on rocking and rolling here. There we go. Gen Z, TikTok, Democrats. There's more from these guys. All right, I covered them last time, but there's more video. Yeah, Beavis and Butthead. There you go. Thelma and Louise, Beavis and Butthead. All right. Hold on 1 second. Let me find the other video. So these guys right here, remember these guys that I covered last time?
What the Republican Party doesn't understand about Gen Z is we don't like you. You claim you want to appeal to Gen Z, but you call us stupid, you say we're dumb, you say we're indoctrinated. I promise it's a losing strategy. And Gen Z is watching the Republican Party extremely closely as they destroy our environment, take rights away from women, do nothing about kids being shot in schools, and if they think they can give the middle finger to our generation and get away with it, they're sorely mistaken.
That flex right there is like, what are you flexing, sir? You built like olive oil. What are you flexing? You got pipe cleaners for arms. You're not flexing a thing. The muscles ain't muscling. That hoodie is an extra small and as loose as a goose. Please stop. These guys are like 24, 25, but they appear to be 14 years old. Okay. These are the boys who come to your house and try to cut your grass for like $5. Okay. If you don't go back out to the subdivision and pop wheels on your bicycle and stop trying to be political, this is crazy. Anyway, so these boys got adult men that appear to be like child actors for 14 years old, but they got found out to be DNC operatives. They're paid by a company called Palette Media. Yeah, Palette Media. I'm gonna show that right quick. And they put out a lot more videos since then. So Harry and Chris, that's their names. So you can see right here, they have emails, Harry at Palette Management, Chris Maury at Palette Management. And you can see that Palette Media Incorporated gets funded by the DNC directly. So although Harry and Chris, a.k.a. Heckle and Jekyll, Ren and Stimpy, Thelma and Louise, Thing 1, Thing 2, Dumb and Dumber, they might not get paid from the DNC directly, but they get paid by them indirectly, right? Because $200,000 went to Palette Media in October 2022, and then $10,000 went to them in August 2022. And you can see that the payer, DNC Services Corps / Democratic National Committee. So these guys are bought and paid for, and that's just what it is. They may come off as organic or whatever, but they're not. And they made a video that they deleted talking about, well, we're not paid by the DNC. Pilot, we work for them. They get paid to do, they get money to do traveling expenses. And they were in the hotel room when it happened, when they made the video. So it's like, okay, you guys are in the hotel room and Pilot pays for your travel. So if Pilot is getting paid by the DNC and they pay for your travel, that means the DNC paid for your travel indirectly. You see what I'm saying? Now, my thing is, I'm not even really mad at them getting paid by the DNC, but be honest about it. Don't lie about it. If I was getting paid by the RNC, I tell you, I don't get any RNC money. If I do anything, any kind of sponsor, I'll tell you what's going on. I had a sponsor during the election cycle, and I might get them back again, actually, where they would send me certain things that I could promote, and I can just get paid by affiliate links. And if I liked it, if I was in tune with it, then I would promote it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't promote it. But I'll tell you exactly what's going on. Hey, here's my sponsor. Links in the box. That's what I would do. But these guys don't want to do that. They want to hide it. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, there's a few more videos of these guys. Let me see if I can find the one that I responded to. A little update video right quick. And then we keep on rocking and rolling. Hold on. So here, these guys are on the Tim Dillon podcast. Let's see what they said right here.
To be honest, like it's actually really hard in this space, right? Like we have like 45 seconds to record a video, keeping people's attention. And a lot of the people on our side, like if they start hearing, like I've actually done it before. I've criticized like Democrats, like specifically Hakeem Jeffries, and it all just went south. Like I started losing followers. Like it's bad, right? And I really want to be that person that like reaches the other side, because Democrats, I mean, they're horrible at their jobs, right? They do a lot of shitty things, although I'll vote for them all the time. But it's also hard in the space to criticize.
Look at it. Look at my man right here getting nervous purpose. Look at the face. Cause watch, it's like regular, kind of like straight. And then as he's talking about how the Democrats suck and they don't do a good job, he's like, hey man, you're messing the bag up, sir. You are messing the bag up. Don't do this on air. Okay. We got money to make. We over here getting this Joe Biden bag. We are taking from the taxpayers. We're getting that taxpayer guilty liberal money. Please don't do this.
They're horrible at their jobs, right? They do a lot of shitty things, although I'll vote for them all the time. But it's also hard in the space to criticize them.
That's a good, can we clip that quote? They're horrible
please
at their
don't.
jobs. They do shitty things.
Please don't clip that. Please, no, please.
Please don't clip that. Yeah. Now, some people are going to say, hey, but you're promoting these guys. It's like, nah, I'm talking about these guys. And by the time I even knew who they were already fully funded by the DNC, because they got funding last year in October, and they're already big on TikTok. They got almost 1 million followers combined on TikTok already before I knew where they were. No, I'm just responding to what's going on right now, and I'm exposing it. You know, a lot of kids have already been exposed to them, already been consuming the content. Here I am just providing a counter narrative to say, hey, these guys are funded by the DNC. I mean, if you don't mind them being DNC funded, then go ahead and keep on rocking and rolling. But if you do, then that could be a cause for concern, correct? So it is what it is. Hey, that Joe Biden bag is super heavy, okay? That a little bit of Ukraine money in there and everything else. Now, speaking about Ukraine, can we talk about the whole Russia kerfuffle, the alleged attack on the Kremlin? Now, Russia says that Ukraine tried to kill Vladimir Putin. They tried to kill him with a drone strike at the Kremlin. That's what they say. I'm not saying that they're right or wrong. I'm saying that's what they say. And they say they reserve the right to retaliate if that is necessary to do. Now let's go over here right quick. So here's the attack. Let me turn the sound off right quick. So they said there was a drone that went toward the Kremlin, toward where the president, Vladimir Putin, lives inside the Kremlin. And I guess the drone was trying to breach the building and kill Putin. So that's it. I'll play it one more time for you guys. That's what they're saying happened right there. And they said that the drone got shot down before it made any kind of way into the facility or whatever. It got shot down right there. That's what they're saying. Now, I don't know if that's true. as I said in my video, there could be 3 different things that's going on, right? It could be 3 different things. This could be directly from the Ukraine, and they were trying to kill Putin, as Russia said. It could have been somebody within Russia, and not necessarily Ukraine itself. A separatist, a Ukrainian person in Russia. It could have been anybody, or it could have been an outright false flag from the Russian Federation. I have no idea of being able to, I have no way of knowing which one it is. It could be either one of those. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, to be totally honest with you, because all that does matter is Russia says that Ukraine did it. That's all that matters. I'm not sure why they need to be a false flag, because they're already in Ukraine invading them. And it's been like that for the past couple of years, ever since Joe Biden's been in office. Russia's been in Ukraine. Russia already took Crimea with no false flag, with no real fanfare, with no real retaliation from NATO, from the West, or anything like that. Now they're in Ukraine fighting a proxy war for the past couple of years. So why would they need this? For what, though? They're already attacking Ukraine. Why would they need this to attack them more? I don't understand. But that's what's happening. Russia says that Ukraine did it, and we're going to see how the whole thing plays out. Hopefully Ukraine didn't do it, because if they did it and they can prove they did it, now we have a provocation of war. We have a furtherance into the World War III scenario. This is why Biden did not want to give Ukraine those long-range missiles, because if they got long-range missiles, then they're able to directly hit maybe even the Moscow from the border of Ukraine, maybe even from Kiev, not from Kiev, not Kiev. They might be able to hit Moscow from Kiev, Ukraine. Shoot a missile right in there, or shoot a few of them in there. Okay, we saw in those papers that got released by your man Jack Teixeira that Ukraine is low on ammunition, and we don't trust the president over there, Zelenskyy. So we're not giving them weapons to go over there and try to attack Russia directly. If Ukraine got a drone and they send it to Russia, the question is, who gave them the drone? If Russia is able to prove that Ukraine did this and the drone came from, let's say, the U.S., now we got a problem. If we gave them a drone that can do a thing like that, a long-range type thing, and potentially kill Vladimir Putin, it'd be the same thing as us giving them long-range missiles to attack Moscow from Kiev. That's going to be a problem. You're getting into the World War III territory. As of right now, we're fighting Russia indirectly by arming Ukrainians, quote-unquote Ukrainians, and mercenaries from all over the world. We're fighting them indirectly by funding them. But we're only doing so much. We're not going to try. We're going to fight them in the Ukrainian territory within the borders of Ukraine. But we don't want to fight them over in Russia, because now that would be a direct provocation. Now they're going to do the same thing to us. Russia has no problem killing Ukrainians who are fighting for America and the rest of Western Europe. They have no problem doing that. But they don't want to do it. They rather would just not be fighting a proxy war. They rather would just have Ukraine off their back. But they'll do that and not have it spill over to the United States or the rest of Europe. But if we go over there and do direct action through Ukraine or otherwise, now we got a problem on our hands. Now you're going to have the whole world at war. This ties into the whole BRICS thing, right? Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. You're going to have all of them kind of combined together. Now you got economic impacts that are going to be happening. You got oil, you got trade, you got all kind of stuff. If China gets involved, we're toast. If China just says, you know what, we're going to cut off trade to the U.S., it'll be over with. That right there would kill us before a bomb would. It probably would be, it'd be better if a city got nuked than for trade to get shut off from China. Because if there's no more trade from China, how are you going to have medicine? I'm talking about like basic essentials you're not going to have. Cell phone, nope. Medicine, nope. Let alone clothes and stuff like that. But some of your basic necessities, things that you need, you're not going to have if there's no more trade with China, or if it's reduced. It's going to be a problem with your price. We started with a supply chain shortage, right? When China was shut down, and then that caused a supply chain shortage. Random things you probably take for granted didn't even exist anymore. Air freshener, random stuff, toilet paper. it didn't exist because of the supply chain. We rely on China so much. But I digress. We got a whole lot going on. Yeah, Zelenskyy and Ukraine, I'm tired of them, though, because all they do is just siphon money. Somebody said it right there. Zelenskyy embezzled $400 million from fuel aid alone. I'm not surprised. I was watching Fox or one of those channels, and they were talking about how officials in Ukraine were upset with Zelenskyy because he took too much from the kind, meaning he was taking too much of the money. He was scamming too much money, riding around Kiev, Ukraine, in brand new Mercedes Benz. Oh, it's war torn. You got a brand new Benz, a big body Benz. You're not Dusty. You got a big body Benz riding around Kiev, Ukraine. Talking about some and that's why I hate him wearing sweatpants to the White House. I hate that so much. Oh my God. Because I know he's got money. I know he's scamming money. That really upsets me because it's like, you don't have the respect to put a suit on. I know you can afford a suit. I know you're not just out there fighting people. Okay. You riding around Kiev, Ukraine in the Benz. You probably got all kind of women around. I'm not trying to buy. I'm not buying into your, man of the people. I'm not buying into your act. I'm just not. Matter of fact, hold on. I got a picture that I want to show you guys right quick. You probably have seen it before, but I'm going to show you guys this picture just to illustrate my point that I'm making about your man Zelenskyy and the whole sweatpants grift that he's doing. I hate that so much. I hate him. I really do. If you guys like him, then that's fine. But I can't do a thing with him. I really can't. I got to find that picture right quick. And if you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all that good stuff. All right, hold on. Can I please find it? Yeah, I need that picture right quick. Man, there it is. There it is. Perfect. All righty. So look at this. Brother Biden, hurry up right now. Sign check, huh? I need more sweatpants and size 4 and kids' boots, huh? Look at his face. Look at this. I hate this. You're in the White House with the president. You can't put a suit on. You got millions of dollars in your pocket. You buying real estate, big body Benzes, women, all of that. Watches, APs, Rolex. And you come here like this. It's fake. It's outwardly fake. It's outwardly fake. Not even trying to hide it. It's all like games, a Truman Show. And I don't like being deceived. Like I don't like liars. Okay? One thing about me that I hate, if you know me, you know I hate liars. I hate them with a passion, with a deep-rooted passion in my heart. So when you outwardly lie like this by how you're appearing, and I know what's going on behind the scenes, and I know that the whole Ukraine war is a farce, it's a proxy war with Russia, it really enrages me. It really enrages me. Anyway, I digress. Oh, and the cocaine, I forgot about that, right? Hey, I forgot about the cocaine. That's something else. The women, the cocaine, the big body Benzes, the real estate portfolio, all of that with the money. But you come to our house that the taxpayers pay for and can't even respect it. You got on boots, these little size 4 and kids, little Payless boots, and this little I'm triggered. I know I'm triggered. Them tiny feet are killing me, Mona Lisa. Them tiny feet are wearing me smooth on out. If you like what's here, I know what to do. Give the video a thumbs up. Let me go ahead and get to some super chats. Let me get to the calls. The number to call is 434-658-1220. Again, 434-658-1220. I'll get to the calls in just a moment. We got quite a few things I've not talked about, but time is so limited. It is what it is. Hold on. Can I click? There we go. Thank you to Dutch Schaefer, who says, George Floyd, round 2 ABL. Thank you to Life with Sean, who says, what about Gutfeld? Isn't he as big as Tucker on Fox? I hope he does not wind up like O'Reilly and Tucker. Gutfeld is big, but differently, he is popular in a different way than Tucker is. Gutfeld is seen as more of a comedian type of person, like a late night personality, and Tucker is more of the serious news anchor. Tucker is funny as well, but not in the same way Gutfeld is, if that makes any sense. Y'all may kind of understand what I'm trying to say. Thank you to Miss Nikki, who says, hey, ABL, did you hear today about an FBI file linking Joe Biden to a criminal scheme? I did hear about that. Video about that coming tomorrow. And what's up with him sending troops to the U.S.-Mexico border? Hey, it's probably something coming, probably a big convoy coming. They may have intel that something's coming that they got to really brace for. Normally, they let the illegal aliens come across to get a lot of cheap labor and stuff like that. I saw somebody sent me an email where they said there were 10-year-olds working in McDonald's all night. And how does a 10-year-old work at McDonald's all night? Illegal aliens. You see what I'm saying? They're bringing them here for labor to shore up the issue with the labor shortage in America. That's what's happening, in my opinion, because I don't see another way. Like, okay, I understand it's a political thing. I understand it's a thing that they don't want to appear to be so-called racist by closing the border. But it's also a real thing where they want to get the free or the cheaper labor. Simple. Thank you to Jalicia Salvatore, who says, I just want to remind everyone, we are one race. A skin tone and bone structure does not mean squat. More labels, more division. Thank you to Big Kahuna, who says, PBD offered Tucker $100 million, interview Megyn Kelly. Thank you to Jalicia. If I'm saying your name wrong, I'm sorry. She also says, if Dylan calls me a chest feeder or a bleeder, I want him arrested. That's ultimate degrading. That's like calling birds flyers instead of a bird. Exactly, 100% correct. Thank you to Jose Rodriguez, who says, hey, ABO, been following you for a while. Thank you for your content and time making it. Hey, thank you for your support, man. Couldn't do it without your boss. All right, we got calls on deck. I know what time it is. The number to call is 434-658-1220. There's also an email for Skype in the description. If it doesn't work, don't blame me, blame the white man. But keep on trying to call in through the phone number and Skype. We're going to get rocking and rolling immediately here. All righty. Title 42 ends in the week. Oh, okay, there we go. That's what's going on. Thank you to Lone Dogism. So yeah, Title 42 is ending in the week. Title 42, what that does is it basically slows the influx of illegal aliens down, essentially, without getting too much into the weeds. And when that ends, there's going to be an uptick. And it's already a big uptick right now. So that's going to be a serious issue when that happens. 859, who am I speaking to?
Hey, how's it going, ABL? Definitely loving the show, man.
Well, thank you for
rock and roll.
I appreciate that, man.
Oh, definitely. I'm just making some pancakes right now. But yeah, I'm hearing about the whole thing with the Steven Crowder situation is, man. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, when I was going through a divorce, and me and the significant other in the past, we have said stuff to each other that we completely regret. And I'm not saying that Steven Crowder is all innocent and stuff like that. I mean, we do all have our dark side, to be honest with you. So I'm kind of sympathetic on that. But how he treats his employees shows me what kind of man he is. If you're gonna treat your employees like that, you can only imagine how he treats his mother like that or his father like that. I mean, I'm just saying.
It's a pattern. That's the whole thing. You know, the video of his wife, you know, you can look at it as an isolated thing, but it's not isolated because there's a pattern of him doing that to former employees, potential employees.
Absolutely.
He's known among us in our circles as conservative commentators to be like that. It's an open thing that we all know about him. So when we see these videos, we're like not surprised. Although the general public may be like, oh, this is the first time me seeing it. We've already known that about him in general as far as his personality. Now, I didn't know about his wife, but I knew about him being like that toward other people.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I want to be honest with you. I mean, I was kind of like, when I first watched the video, I was like, seemed like an average argument until he blurted out, I'll mess you up. And I'm like, I would never. That's the thing is, out of all the toxic relationships I ever been in, guy and girl, I have never threatened anybody at all. I've been accused of it. But again, there's a difference between accused and, threatening. But yeah, I never got a point to the point that I would ever go as far as that. But he seems like a person, he doesn't give a care. Kind of sociopathic almost. It seems scary,
Yeah, I'm with you for sure.
And then that's the thing is, like, you've probably been through a divorce. I've been through a divorce, and you're absolutely right. Going through like the situation with divorce, and the best thing you need to do is keep your mouth shut. The more time you talk about your significant other and how many times that they have done insane things with you, or like done to you, or said, that it makes you look more guilty, regardless.
Absolutely.
It makes me. If you're blabbing off about it, it's going to hurt you in the end, and you're right.
Exactly. It's like, if you want to keep things private, don't start talking about it. Don't start trying to, especially when you're talking about negative things. It's never going to end well, because some guys, they want to kind of vent, they want to express their frustration, but ultimately that's not going to help you.
Well, if you want to vent out, you got to vent out to somebody you trust, like a family member who won't tell anybody. But if you're talking about your friends that you veered with, I wouldn't trust them.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
No, definitely. And I learned that the hard way going through the divorce. And she learned that the hard way. Now me and her are friends, but like back in the past, we had just back and forth. Kind of, we didn't get along. So if it didn't work out, and we moved on. So the best thing, you're right, the best thing to do about that situation, don't say a thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and not only that, it's going to cost you more money. Also, I've known people that their woman lied about certain things, and guess what? He has to pay way more in child support and annulment than most people that I know of. And it's like, man, you could put yourself in that situation. Yeah, I put myself in that situation. I ran my mouth, and I'm like, I have known from people who went through divorce as well as me as well, that best thing is keep your mouth shut about it. It is what it is, Especially lawyers, they will try to get you on anything.
They sure will, and that's their job. And I'm sure the lawyers for his ex-wife were elated when they saw him talking. It's like, okay, you about to get some more money. That's all that means.
And I'm not even joking with you. I even had a lawyer of my wife straight up try to convince her to lie to her about things. You know?
Yeah.
And that's their whole motivation. My lawyer was the same way. He was trying to convince me to text her more often so she would spill the beans about like past stuff. And I'm like, no, I don't want to bother my ex-wife. That's just weird.
Right on, man. For sure.
Yeah, but I enjoy the show, man. You keep on rocking, bro. I keep on smoking that 420, man. Much love, bro.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, no problem, man. We might see each other in Lexington one day.
Right on, man. Appreciate you.
Much love, bro. See ya.
All right, shout out to the caller. Okay, before I get to the next calls, I had one more video to show you guys. I almost forgot about it. Have you guys seen this video of the woman falling and not being able to get up? She was trying to get up, but she was not able to. And the baby stroller is blowing away from her vehicle into oncoming traffic. Let's check it out. And the baby's okay. She was okay. But let's check it out.
She fell.
Yeah, she fell.
Look at this.
Yeah, and they can't get out because they heard like the wheels so bad.
Oh, you are the man. Yeah.
Lifesaver right there, man. Jeez. Yeah, like they say, perfect timing. At the right place at the right time.
Now, I don't know what's going on. Why she couldn't get up.
See that? Crazy, huh?
Poor lady.
Oh,
she fell.
Yeah, she fell. Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and they can't get out because they heard like the wheels so bad.
I don't know what was going on, but yeah, be prepared to get up off the ground and get the baby stroller from the road. You don't want that to be going on. That was in California. The person that the caption said that it was really windy that day. I'm not sure what kind of wind does that to you. I guess the wind will blow the stroller into the oncoming traffic or almost, but shout out to the Good Samaritan for being right there to save the baby. think the person might have been drunk. Maybe so. Somebody said too fat. Y'all are crazy. But yeah, shout out to the man for saving the baby. Excuse me. Let's go. 918, you're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? It's JB Scott from Oklahoma. How you doing, buddy?
It's all good, man. What's happening?
Hey, not a lot, man. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but start off with that drone attack on the Kremlin. I mean, that's the biggest BS I've ever seen before. I mean, I don't know who's responsible for it, if we did it, or if we gave Ukraine the money to do it. I mean, or if Russia faked it. But it's this whole Ukraine-Russia thing has got to stop soon. I'm done with it. Man, I was done with it over a year ago. You know, and it's just getting to the point where it's like, okay, I'm sick of hearing about this crap. So I don't know what's happening over there. It's you got the Bidens involved with Ukraine, sending them blank checks, and yeah, it's just yeah, it's gotta end soon.
Right now, I'm with you.
Yeah. But one last thing I'll keep real quick about you're talking about the whole divorce thing. You know, I don't know anything about your divorce, and I don't want to know anything about it. You know, I mean, I didn't even know you were married, you know, and got divorced. So, that's your business. I don't need to know about it. And I got lots of friends that I went to school with and grew up with, and they've been married like 2-3 times. They got child support. Talked to one of my last buddies, you know, a couple months ago, and he was on his 3rd marriage. I'm like, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? And he was like, well, she left me. He basically admitted that she was just using me for money. And I'm like, dude, stop getting married, okay? Take some time out for yourself.
Yeah, you know? For sure.
Yeah. But anyway, I'll just leave it at those 2 things. I love you, man. Love everybody in the chat. And, you know, everyone that's, you know, I'm doing better. I'm feeling pretty good. So I'll let you go, man. Great show tonight.
Thanks for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
All right, later, dude.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Shout out to feeling better, doing better. That's always good. Shout out to him. Sounds very good. All right, let's get to some more calls here. You're on line with 347.
How you doing, ABL? This is Billy Bucks calling from Bud Light.
All right. What's going on?
I just wanted to know if you got our email earlier about our sponsorship offer.
I did not get that email, but if I did, I'm not going to respond. I'm cool on Bud Light.
I mean, we're not spamming you or anything like that. We send you, just a couple of emails over the past couple of months. We just wanted to know how come you haven't responded.
I think that Bud Light and I do not have the same values, so I think I'm going to respectfully decline.
All righty, then I'll go back to the team and we'll tell them what you said, all right?
Sounds good to me.
Thank you so much. Have a good night.
All right, now. Shout out to the Bud Light sponsor hitting you up like, hey, man, you ain't getting them emails? What's going on? Nah, it's Tucker right here. You ain't get the emails? What's happening, man? Come on, let's talk. Let's work. I'm like, I'm good. No, thank you. What's going on? I think this shirt is just not really camera friendly. It just messed my color up. Hold on, let me try to do this. Did it work? No, whatever. 304 on line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, it's your favorite Georgia/West Virginia boy here.
All righty, man. What's going on?
Can you hear me all right?
I hear you well.
Okay. Well, I had a few things written down that I was going to speak to you about, but I'm going to keep it short and sweet tonight. On the drone, that was headed to the Kremlin over there, do you know how far it was away from actually landing before it blew up, or they shot it down? Or
I mean, it was right on top of the Kremlin. It was right there. So I'm not exactly sure the exact distance, but it was right on top of it.
Yeah, I mean, the video that I've seen, it shows it as it's right there.
Yeah.
But they were asking KJP, how close was it actually? I mean, it could have been like, it kind of looks like a firecracker, like a bottle rocket blew up right there, but how far really away was it? And, if it was at 100 yards away, 100 feet, because it looks really close, but I mean, what are the chances that it got that close and boom, and also, Putin wasn't even in there. So, you think it was kind of staged, possibly?
It could have been. That's definitely a possibility.
Like completely staged as far as, like, was it the drone made to explode right there, or was it made to get shot down right there?
I mean, I don't really know. I think that it's possible. Anything could be possible. It could have been staged. It could have been a complete false flag from Russia itself. It could have been Ukraine doing it, or it could have been somebody within Russia that could be aligned to the Ukraine or to the Russian government. It could be anything. But I think what matters the most is that Russia says that Ukraine did it. So if they say Ukraine did it, then they may act that way toward Ukraine, and that's going to be a problem.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I get it. I know you've covered, basically you had 3 bases you covered, and I see all 3 as well. It just seems like, I don't think that if it was a sneak attack, I don't think it could have just got hit that close, or is at least as close as it looks.
Yeah, I see what you mean, because it's a little bit too close, right? Because I mean, at a certain point, they probably would have seen that coming and then shot it down further away, not like right on top of the Kremlin, like a foot from his window. I see what you mean.
Yeah. I wanted to speak on the girl that she killed a couple people while she was drunk driving. I'm speaking from experience here. There are people, man, and they can drink so long. And I know this girl, I think she was like 23 or 24. They can drink enough, and they get to the point to where they can actually function better whenever they have alcohol or any drug for that matter in their system. It takes that for them to function properly. There's a way that you can, her alcohol level, her blood alcohol level was so high, but that might be like her running speed, if that makes any sense. And so she can use that to trick police. And when they're asking her questions, she can pretend to be dumb, yet being intoxicated at the same time. She can seem normal, and she can, I don't know how to explain it, but she can outsmart the police by knowing that she's very intoxicated, but at the same time use it as an excuse, if that makes any sense.
Of course.
Okay, and she can be numb to the fact of what actually happened, and she doesn't realize the consequences she's about to suffer. But on the other,
are you there, boss?
What's going on?
Right.
But I think my phone's messing up. I'm gonna get off here. But thanks for taking my call once again. I'll call back Saturday. Try to, anyways.
Thank you for the call, man. I appreciate you.
All right.
Shout out to the caller. Let's keep on rocking here. Let's go to 470, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
I'm speaking from experience.
You may cut me, man, but I'm going to wrap this chain around your head. ABL.
What's going on?
This is Greg from Wild and Wacky Atlanta. Crazy Joe had to say hello to you. So.
Well, I appreciate that. Shout out to Crazy Joe.
Yep. He won't remember. So anyway, it's been an okay day today, with the exception of that mass shooting. So that was pretty sad. One lady got killed, and the other 4 were injured, and 3 were in critical conditions. So, but that's why I call it Wild and Wacky Atlanta, because anything can happen at any time. Including stuff like this. So, but wow, you're right. Because the shooter is black, you're not going to hear a whole lot about it. If you're a 23-year-old white guy, you'd hear about this for the next 6 months.
Absolutely.
Especially the victims who are like black or Asian or whatever.
Yep, it'd be considered a hate crime.
I don't like racial politics.
Yeah, I hate it too, but you know how the media does. They operate on racial politics, so it's like it forces us to recognize it and see kind of what's going on.
Yeah, it's like they're exploiting a tragedy for political purposes. That's what I really hate about it. Like the whole shooting with that white guy a little over 2 years ago in March 2021 that shot up the Asian massage parlors. And by the way, it's me to tell you, a couple calls back on Piedmont Road, the Gold Spa was one of the ones that guy shot up. I can't remember the guy's name. But they were trying to turn it into a law firm about 7-8 weeks ago. And then the deal didn't go through or whatever. The building's painted black, and it's really bizarre. It's still vacant to this day. They ought to just tear it down. All that bad energy in there.
Yeah, they might as well. I mean, because that's not really.
Yeah, there weren't just Asian women that were killed there. They also shot a white guy too. So, you know what I mean?
I never knew that.
So it wasn't like the guy was not targeting Asian women. He was not a racist. He was targeting the massage parlors because the guy had a sex addiction. He used to go to Asian massage parlors. So he thought he'd cut the problem out by, killing these people. Very sick plan, but that was his idea he had in his sick mind. So,
right.
Anyway, so yeah, it's been some crazy times here in Atlanta, but hey, we still have some of the best, Indian Thai restaurants around, and never mind getting caught in traffic for an hour and 45 minutes just to go 10 or 12 miles.
Right.
The good food will take all the problems off your mind. So, but other than that, it's going well. But I don't have too much to say tonight. But yeah. Anyway, just wish you the best, and I can't wait till you hit 1 million subscribers. So, looking forward to that day.
Right on, man.
Anyway, man, you take care, and we'll talk next Wednesday.
Thank you for the call. Definitely appreciate it.
Thank you. Best wishes. See you. Bye.
All right, great call. Yeah, the whole thing with the mass shooting was crazy. It was totally crazy. But it is what it is. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these interwebs.
Take care.
860, you're the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL, how you doing, buddy? It's FNA Ranger Xbox.
All righty, man. What's happening?
Hey, I saw the DUI video that you did, and my comments on it are, yeah, she was trashed, but her being from Illinois up around Chicago, nope, that's brain dead liberal central of the Midwest. And then you got, like, I live here in Connecticut, and it's the same thing. The lights are on, but nobody's home. When you talk to them about policy, not race or feelings, when you talk to them about, okay, well, if the government cared and they're raising our taxes and they're getting 87,000 armed IRS agents to collect taxes, don't you think they should be helping these people instead of sending the money to Ukraine? If this is what you want, but they don't get it. They're just like that girl, just brain dead. It's like you could get more out of talking to my brick fireplace. Seriously, it's a stimulating conversation.
Right.
Same blank stare. I'm telling you, it's weird up here, and they go down to Florida, and it takes them like about 2.5, 3 years, because I'm from Florida. It takes them about 2.5 to 3 years before they start to deprogram. But for the first 6 months they're down Florida, all you hear is everything's better up north. Everything's better up north. You know, we do everything better up north. And you look at them and say, well, you do understand that Highway 95 has northbound lanes too?
Right.
But I was wondering, sir, if you'd heard about poor white, and I don't mean financially poor, but just downtrodden, beaten down on lies, a University of Virginia student by a black race hustler. I mean, this girl isn't fat. She is, you could put her picture on a tub of lard. Would be oh my God. I'm surprised she doesn't have a forklift to drag her around at this point. But based on lies, this girl drove to an event that she wanted to check out and then realized it was a Black Lives Matter protest, blah, blah, blah. She's trying to get out of there. And they made up total lies. They know it's lies, and they're still punishing the girl. Did you hear about that?
What happened? What did she do?
Basically, she didn't do nothing. She was just sitting in her car, but the accusations was she was standing on the hood of her car. She was threatening to run over people. She was, it's all total lies, and they know it. But they're still prosecuting her. It's like insane because her father was a cop, but he retired and he's dead. He's been dead, and they're making memes out of her dead father. They're just tearing this girl apart, and they know she's not guilty of it.
Yeah, it's crazy. All these Black Lives Matter type of events, and anything that goes on, and somebody wants to accuse you of something, and sometimes it can be very hard to prove yourself innocent. It's like you're guilty until proven innocent.
Exactly. I'll do my due diligent research tomorrow, and I'll shoot you an email on the subject. But on that topic, you've heard of the Polk County Sheriff's Department, have you, sir?
Yeah, in Florida,
Sheriff
right?
Grady Judd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Sheriff Grady Judd. He's the one that says, if you shoot at my deputies, we're going to shoot back a lot.
Right.
In 2006. Jamaican drug runner, illegal alien, toting cocaine down I-4, shot and killed 2 of his deputies and the police dog, and the dog's name was D.O.G. And I didn't get that for like 8 years. D.O.G. Dog. Dummy. Dog.
Right,
D.O.G. Right. I didn't get it. But they killed the dog. And the criminal was under a brush pile next to an elementary school with a gun, and he came out with the gun in his hand. And the deputy shot him 116 times. And when Grady Judd was asked, Sheriff Grady Judd, why did your deputy shoot that suspect 116 times? He looked at the reporter and he said, because they ran out of bullets. Next question.
Exactly.
Now,
there you go.
That's what the man said.
Yeah.
I lived in Polk County, Florida for 10 years. In 1994-95, I was going through a divorce. Do you know what significant historical event happened in 1994-95 ABL that was directly affecting everybody's divorce?
Was that Bill Clinton?
No.
I'm not sure.
Close. O.J. Simpson trial.
Oh, yeah.
Rooted in domestic violence.
Yeah.
Now, I quit drinking, and I quit drinking like 3 or 4 years before I met my first wife. And but she drank. And she went out and got drunk, and every time she'd get drunk, she'd want to have me arrested for domestic violence. And I never touched her. It's like, no. First of all, you would know because her jaw would be broken. Because the only place I would hit her is in the jaw to shut her up.
Right.
I'm looking at the deputy. She said, I locked her out of the house. She ain't coming in here. So they made me leave. But Florida law says they're supposed to arrest somebody, right? So when we go to the divorce, my wife's lawyer, young feminist, gets up. Everybody in that courtroom, except for the judge, Cecilia Ann Moore, woman, they all knew I was guilty of domestic violence because I was accused of it. So when her lawyer stood up with a fistful of papers and said, Your Honor, Polk County Sheriff's Department been at domestic domicile 5 times for domestic violence. And I looked at my lawyer. He didn't say anything. I raised my hand. Judge said, Yes, sir. I said, Can I have a minute, Your Honor? She said, You need a recess? Oh, no, Your Honor. I want to get this over with. I can take care of that right now. She said, I'll allow it. And I looked at my lawyer. I said, You're fired. You're incompetent. Blah, 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 blah. Take out a legal pad. Start writing down notes. I'm going to show you what you should have learned somewhere along the line. Become board certified trial attorney for the state of Florida. That's called litigation. Write that down. I'm going to show you how to litigate. That means arguing your client's case. And I said, Okay, Your Honor, I'm ready. And she looked at me and said, Mr. Yanni, you don't represent yourself. And I said, Your Honor, I can't do no worse than this guy. He ain't even saying nothing. So I showed, since I don't have my copies of the police reports, I gave them to my lawyer, and he's no longer working for me, and she has them in her hand. I'd like to know exactly how many times was I arrested for domestic violence. Oh, you should have seen her flustering through that paperwork. Aha, they went to the mediator. I just smiled. Judge said, Mr. Yaney, what did the mediator say to you? I said, he didn't say nothing to me, Your Honor. And the judge smirked. At this point, she knew what was going on because she'd seen this 1,000 times over, women accusing guys of domestic violence, and she knew it wasn't happening. And yeah, I lost everything I owned except my pickup truck. Her boyfriend was wearing my clothes, and you know what? It was worth it to get rid of her.
Hey, that's a light. I know that's how it is sometimes, man. But you know, I got a few more on the line. I appreciate you for the call.
I know. I'm gonna let you go with that, but they're all tied together. You know, with the accusations, the law, and all that.
Right.
But the courts know they can get the money out of the men. They're not going to get the money out of the women. You have a great night, ABL, and God bless America.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate it.
Bye.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Shout out to you guys in the chat. You guys are great. Number to call 434-6. What's my number? 434-658-1220. There we go. 434-658-1220. 504 on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, ABL. It's Alien Spaceship.
All right, man. What's happening?
All right. So I want to say shout out to the other callers. I have some more info on the farming stuff. So, my friend Peach was telling me about how she was getting some info from the government and some other groups about like a census of what cows and what farm animals like she has, and in very intricate detail, and all kinds of other very strange questions. And it's normal to have a census, but it's going very far. And also they're like having, if they don't answer by a certain time, someone's going to show up at their house and stuff. And we're talking about it. And she believes and I believe that a lot of this has to do with them trying to attack, farmers and control the food supply.
Well, that could definitely be a thing for sure.
Right. And because it's an excessive, abnormal way since Biden has gotten in. And also, as I said before, people from these green energy companies have come in and try to get her to sell the farm, and other farmers too. And my subscribers in other areas have told me about in other countries, like in Europe and stuff, that's going on. So it's a worldwide thing. And as we all know, when Trump was there, it was much better for the farming and for everything else.
Oh, absolutely. That's no question.
Right. And also the guy that was on drugs that we were talking about earlier, he probably mixed up some drugs together and it made him go nuts. And, there's like serotonin, and there's another one called, it starts in a like Avion or something. And when it's mixed together, it can cause the person to, act erratic.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's a big problem with Big Pharma. A lot of these drugs, the brain is just not really built to take all this stuff. and there can be some really disastrous consequences as a result.
Correct. And also, I'll say about Tucker, I do think that, he's a big target because he, in my opinion, and others feel this way, he exposes a lot of things that the corrupted establishment does, and they're going to try to slander him.
Right.
Right. And and I think that with the Russian thing, I think that it is strange that they're able to get inside the airspace. I was just thinking of this just a moment ago, that they're able to get in there and land at right by the Kremlin. And I do think that it's possible that if, they must have either detected some kind of a way, or maybe there's some person that's a converted spy that sent it that could do it without them realizing it right away. Maybe it's a false flag. It's a mystery, but in my opinion, I don't trust Ukraine at all.
Oh, not at all. Not in the least bit. I mean, they've been proven to be a very corrupt country, and we know about the whole war. It's not really a legitimate thing, so I don't trust them at all. I'm the same way. I feel the same way you feel.
Right. And you're saying how our government's even monitoring him for what he's doing. And like in Russia, when they had the czars, they used to have the communists and the Antifa type people at that time, and they would go and like assassinate some of the czars. And the country wasn't perfect, but you had those same leftists trying to do the agitations. And I feel since Russia reversed itself and it's going in the other direction, away from communism, although it still has some banners and aesthetic from the USSR, the people on our side that have been infiltrated with cultural Marxism are trying to get back at them. And with Antifa, it started in Germany around, the 30s and the 20s, and eventually it migrated its way to America. And, that started over there. Everything strange seems to come from over there. There's all kinds of ideologies that come from Germany, and they came over here.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And, a lot of the things we know don't work. It didn't work over there. We try to bring them over here and make them work, and it's the same results.
Mm-hmm. Right. And also, I think, you're talking about you're showing the homeless man. You see, a lot of those people, are mentally disturbed and whatnot, but a lot of them, want to, as you saw in the video, they want to be there. I had some relatives that had issues with it, but they got over it. But some people hang out with the wrong group. They want to just hang out on the streets, and the people that are like that, they're now, I know there's veterans, and they need as much help as they can get. But a lot of people are that are like that guy in the video are very strange people to begin with.
Well, yeah, of course. And, they are in kind of their natural element and their natural environment. So there's no sense in trying to convince me of anything otherwise.
Right. And in my opinion, I feel some of these government programs, I don't think they always work well. So I think there's some corruption in my opinion. And I think something you were saying, the more money that's printed, the less valuable the dollar gets.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's just how it works. I was told that as a young boy. I was asking my mom when I was like probably about 8, 9 years old. I was like, okay, Mom, there's poor people in the world. And I think at that time, I just realized they can print money. I learned about the printing press at school. I'm like, okay, people have no money. They're poor. Why can't you just print money and everybody has it? And she told me, she was like, well, if they print more money, then it becomes worthless. So there's no purpose in printing the money. The money has value in scarcity. When you print more of it, it becomes worthless. Therefore, inflation happens.
Exactly. And a lot of the people don't understand that. And I think charity is good to help people and whatnot. And yeah, I think definitely, we could see in our time that so many people are not really together about what's going on, and they vote for these policies, and the worse the country gets, like in California and the different areas where the shootings and stuff happen. And and I think also there's like a great reset happening with power structures and the economy and the food supply and whatnot. It's important for people to stock up on what they need and medicines and things, because as you said, if China shut off the trade, we would be in big trouble.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be worse than any kind of nuclear bomb, really, because we wouldn't be able to really function too much as a country.
Right, because I remember, I like, looking at things on YouTube, the internet. I learned so much. And from The Art of War, they say that, take something that's dear to the enemy to cause them to, surrender or to lose and subdue them without fighting. And I think that them cutting the trading supply could possibly happen, in a certain situation. And it's a shame that our government, and our country became so dependent on China, in my opinion.
Yeah, we're trying to get things for cheaper, have a cheaper supply of goods and services, but at the same time, it was like it's a give and take. You have cheaper things, but you also have fewer jobs. So you're trying to save the American taxpayer money, but you are also reducing the money that they have because you're removing their jobs. And or if they have a job, it's going to be lower paid to try and compete with overseas employment.
Right. And also, and that's right. That's definitely true. And, we have to, keep on exposing this and whatnot. And I'll say that aside, I'll say about the Crowder thing that, yeah, I do think what you said is true, that people should keep the business to themselves. And that's a good lesson for people online to, keep those personal things to themselves.
Oh, yeah, because when you putting your personal information out there, it becomes open for public consumption. And then not only is it consumed publicly and people are talking about it and things can be said that people are going to be offended by, you're going to have other people that kind of hop on the person that appears to be weakened and then give their 2 cents. And ultimately, it's just not a good thing overall for anybody.
Exactly. And I think, it's good to bring that to light and talk about it. And also the other topics I was just bringing up to you, I think it's good to talk about both. And yeah, I think the Crowder couple, it's, they both, I feel, in my opinion, are full of drama. And also it's good for people to prepare for the other things that are going on as well. And I feel like what I like to do is balance, both things out.
Right on, man. Absolutely. Well, thank you for your call as always. Definitely appreciate you.
Okay, bye.
All right. Shout out to my man for the call. Most certainly appreciate him. All right. Let's go to. Alrighty, Les, what's going on?
Hey, ABL, how are you?
Everything's all right. How about yourself?
Good. I missed you. I missed everybody in the chat. I missed your show. I feel so left out.
Well, we're glad you're back here.
I know. So I just wanted to make a quick comment on the two peas in the pod, the Dumb and Dumber. Unfortunately, I don't need to sound mean or anything, but that just goes to show you in reality just how easily people can get bought, right? And it's very crazy to me because you said that there was a video where they said they weren't getting paid by the DNC, right?
They said that in the video, but then they deleted it right afterward.
That is insane. But you know what that reminds me of? And I know all the ladies, well, hopefully the majority of the ladies or even the gentlemen can remember this. It's like with these makeup gurus too. Like there was that big story with that Michaela girl. She did a review on some specific makeup, and I guess she was using like a filter. I don't know what the whole deal was, but that's why Jeffree Star, the so-called woke him up or something, like they woke up the beast again. Because of that very reason, like it's crazy how people could get paid and bought for, and then they lie just to really in reality chase a bag, like the way they say it. And then I wanted to also give a quick comment on the with everything that's going on with Tucker Carlson. I love Tucker Carlson. I have nothing against him, but in reality, it's like what you said. I mean, he's getting a lot of offers, and good for him. And I know he's going to be very happy in the long run, no matter where he ends up, because at the end of the day, I mean, it was Tucker Carlson who was it. He made Fox who it is. Like that, he was the most popular individual there on that Showtime. So I wish him the best, ABL. And in regards to that lady that was that you said with the cats, have you seen the raccoon guy?
The raccoon guy? No, I've not seen that.
You have to YouTube him because it's the same thing. Like he'll go out there with like his whole little tupper of like hot dogs, and he feeds all the raccoons, and there's like over 80 of them, ABL. It's insane, but they wait for him every day too.
Wow, that's hilarious.
That's it. That's all I wanted to share. I want to wish you a wonderful night, and God bless you. God bless the chat, and we'll see you Saturday. The Little Patriots want to say good night.
Good night, y'all. Thank y'all. All righty.
Take care. Bye.
Shout out to Les and the youngins. Always a great time when she calls in. And shout out to the youngins. I like how you got young people watching the show. That's good. You know, raising the right. That's how we do it over here on ABL Live. And you guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. If you like what you're hearing so far, please give the video a thumbs up. Like the video, share the video, do all of that good stuff. That'll help me out tremendously. All right, calling speaking to 817.
Yes, this is Lisa.
All right, before we continue, please turn our stream off in the background.
Turn the background, because I was looking at ABL. You want me to turn it down?
Yeah, turn it down for me, please.
Okay.
All right, can you hear me?
Okay, is that better?
Yeah, just turn it all the way off so it doesn't have any sound in the background. Then we good to go.
Okay.
All right.
Let me put it all the way down. Is that good?
We're good to go. So what's happening?
Yeah, we're just wanting to do a shout out because I've been watching this show for a 3.5 years. And like everybody else already reached out on the topics. No, don't. So they already like kind of got all the topics that I wanted to kind of discuss, but I just wanted to let them know that been watching this show for 2.5 years.
Well, I'm on the phone with you right now. This is ABL speaking to you right now. I don't have a call screener, so you're talking straight to me.
Oh, okay. Okay. I just wanted to do a shout out or whatever, and I've been watching your show, and it's always awesome. And like some of the calls are funny. Yeah. So my daughter wanted me to call. Everybody else already like touched down on the topic, so I didn't want to like bring it up again. Is the background messed up?
Oh, you're good. You're perfectly fine.
Okay. Yeah, so they already kind of like touched base. I didn't want to like be repetitive, but yeah. But I love your show. That's all I wanted to really say.
Well, thank you for the call. I definitely appreciate you.
Oh, and you did pronounce my name right, by the way, Julicia. That's how you say it.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm glad I didn't tear it up for you. Glad I got that right.
Right.
All right. Thank you for your call. Definitely appreciate you.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Shout out to the caller. Yeah, I was worried I was going to tear her name up, but I'm glad I got that right. So, you know, pat on my back for not butchering her name. All right. Let's keep on going here. All right. Caller, I'm speaking to 917.
Hello.
Can you hear me, boss?
Yep.
All righty. What's happening?
How you doing? I'm Joseph.
Oh, it's all good, man. Are you on speaker? You might want to get on a regular phone because the sound's kind of a little tinny.
Okay, can you hear me better?
You good, man. So what's happening?
How you doing? I had a question I wanted to ask. So I'm a young conservative, and I was curious as to like what your perspective is on us playing the role of like global policemen in the world. You know, so.
Yeah, I'm no fan of that at all. I think we should focus more on domestic matters and not be trying to be all over the world, trying to interfere in other countries and their affairs, and especially like places like Ukraine and the whole Russia thing. It's like, look, man, we got our own issues over here. We got fentanyl tearing us apart. Southern border is wide open. Crime ravaging these major cities. Let's focus on that rather than trying to be the global police. It's like, if we can't even police our own backyard, how do we have the audacity to go and police other countries for them, especially when we're not even invited? We're going over there just doing whatever we want to do to these places. I'm not a fan of that at all.
Well, what about places like Japan where we have military bases there? You know, like it's kind of like a mutual relationship for some of them, I would say.
Well, I mean, I can't say I'm really a fan of global policing, but at the same time, it's kind of like an arrangement. So it's like, I'm not sure if they have a military. I think
it's not black and white.
Yeah. But I think my main thing that I was talking about was in places where we're not invited, when we're just going over there, starting conflict, like in Ukraine, you know,
Middle East.
Yeah, that's a little bit different. When we're invited, when we're requested to be in a particular place and it's okay, and we're not over there fighting endless wars and things of that nature, that's a little bit different. But
right.
The focus should be primarily on domestic matters.
Right, because I the way I see this is like a lot of libertarians, they say we need to get all the way out, and then some conservatives are like we need to have a presence because it'll be replaced with a communist force rather. In Africa, a lot of times China is using their influence rather than us exerting our influence, So it's like it's two ways to look at it, I feel like,
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. I mean, and that kind of was going on with Afghanistan a little bit too. But, the thing about Afghanistan is you can't really go over there and try to change that culture. That's going to be just what it is over there. The Taliban is always going to be there. They're never going to leave.
Right.
That's going to be an endless battle, like a fight, a battle. It's not the same way as it is in Japan, where we're there more as a defensive force rather than fighting an ever-present force inside of Japan.
Mm-hmm. And they want us there. So
right, exactly.
I had another question as well. I had a question. A lot of conservatives they feel a way about Trump using tariffs as a weapon against China and Russia, or China specifically. Some libertarians are more like, free markets. They shouldn't have any sort of tariffs. Other people are like, we need to have competitive markets for Americans and Chinese products.
Yeah, I mean the issue with China is that we're not, again, that goes back to focusing on America first. When we get so much from China, when there's this big trade deficit, they at a certain point are able to control us that way. So now it becomes a national security risk. So it's less about economics nor about our national security, more about our sovereignty. Because if China says, okay, we're just going to cut off trade with you guys, and we're so heavily relying upon them, then we're done. We're toast. They don't have to fight us with weapons, with nuclear weapons, with drone strikes and cyber attacks. They can just call off the trade, and we'll be done. That'd be worse than a nuclear bomb.
Right. So I mean, I definitely do think it's important for us to make it competitive. If our products are relatively equally priced with a tariff, it kind of it gives an incentive for people to buy their products from America.
Right. Exactly. 100%.
But thank you, man. That was my two questions. I've been watching your show for a while. I love what you're doing.
Thank you for the call, man. Definitely appreciate you.
Bye.
Great questions. Shout out to my man for the amazing questions. And shout out to Anton Daniels in the chat. Hey, man, you have some really good content. I saw your Patreon. I signed up to it. Really good advice in there. I'm going to take some things I learned from your Patreon, and I'm going to tell you how everything went. All right, so shout out to Anton Daniels. If you guys are not subscribed to him, please go ahead and do so right now. All right, check him on out. And let's keep on rocking here. Let's go to 801. You're on the line. Who am I speaking to?
Hey, what's up, ABL? This is Method.
All right, man. What's going on?
Hey, all right. So I'll just make this real quick. Just wanted to talk about the whole trans thing, the commercial that they're putting out to recruit, more military people. I just thought it was kind of out of touch. Like, it's pretty obvious the reason why the recruiting level is so low, and it's because they're trying to recruit the wrong people. I mean, if you think about it, you know what I mean? Like, what trans person? I mean, I know you're trying to like expand your marketing or whatever, or your demographics, but like, what trans person is gonna watch that and be like, oh yeah, instead of going to see drag shows every day, I want to go see it one time a week on a ship. You know what I mean? And then put my life on the line while I'm at it. Like, I just thought it was the most out of touch thing. Like, and they're going woke. It's pretty lame that they're trying to do all that. But the thing that kind of like really hit me was, remember during the pandemic, they started dishonorably discharging some soldiers for not taking the vaccine and stuff.
Yes.
So I'm just like wondering, man, maybe they I think they're trying to target a new crowd because this whole thing, they think that like the whole MAGA, all these people that are mega ultra combat, Mortal Kombat, they think that they're like the most dangerous people. So I think that's the reason why they're not going for the people that are willing to actually die for the country, that are willing to put America first, their lives on the line. because they have this thing in the back of their head, like, no, these are the people, these are the reason why, you know, our country's bad is because of these people. So we need to start targeting these other people. And I don't know, man. And you can totally see it backfiring and just biting them in the butt. And that just goes to show, man, like, you know, they need to start going back to the old ways of recruiting, you know, getting people motivated with those old commercials where they're like in the water and just like, you know, killing people. And then, I mean, maybe not killing people, but like, you know what I mean? Like doing all the tough man stuff instead of like all these trans things, man. Pretty.
Breaking up a little bit, boss. Can you hear me? Give a little bit of time to get stuff back together. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on. You there, boss?
Good.
Yeah, you breaking up. All right, I hear you now.
Okay, well, yeah, man. Like, basically, I was just saying that they just need to go back to the old school ways of recruiting. You know what I mean? Going to schools and making people do 50 push-ups. I remember I came 10 push-ups short of getting my little, lanyard or whatever. But hey, man, at least I tried. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro. What are your thoughts, man?
That's a lot that you said, but like, do you have like a specific question?
Oh no, I was just letting you know what I was thinking. But yeah, that's the whole reason why our military force is suffering. I think because they're trying to go woke. They're trying to tailor themselves to a different set of crowd instead of the ones that are actually willing to die for America. You know what I mean?
Right on.
The America First soldiers, I guess you could say. But yeah, man, I'm out over here in the middle of nowhere, like heading towards Denver, and that's the reason why I'm like chopping up. But yeah, I'll give you a call another time. But thanks for doing what you do. Stay blessed. Take care, ABL.
Thank you for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, bro.
All right, shout out to the caller. RP to my eardrums for that at the end, the little noise right there. But yeah, man, you know what? And one more thing about the military recruiting, when you teach from K through 12 about how America sucks and all this and that, it's going to be hard to get patriotic people to, be 18 years old and want to go to the military. You see what I'm saying? All right, Tariq, what's going on?
Hey, ABL, man, that Tucker Carlson firing from Fox News, I believe Fox News wanted that to happen, man. I believe the head, Rupert Murdoch, wanted that to happen because Tucker was saying a lot of things that went against the establishment. In fact, he was the closest thing to what we would call RT-TV because he allowed Americans that would not get the light of day on any network, either it's conservative, liberal, or independent on his show. And he was the only person talking the truth about January 6th, the only person talking the truth about the jab, and the only person talking the truth about the Ukraine war. In fact, why is it out of all the Fox News anchors, everybody wanted Tucker gone, including these never Trumpers? Why didn't they say anything about Neil Cavuto, who is lame, or any other news anchors? It's because Tucker Carlson was waking people up. This is why Democrats and Republicans and independents was watching. And this is why he was number one. And this was so stupid of Fox News to do that. Because to be honest, Fox News could have been a powerhouse. Because it was really the only mainstream network outside of the internet that was saying things that was having the conversations that people truly wanted. And, this whole Dominion thing, I just think it was an excuse to get rid of Tucker. I mean, think about it. Why are they now releasing these clips about, Tucker Carlson saying things about Fox Nation or him cursing? This is to attack. This is to character assassinate him, making him look like he's a bad employer so that nobody else can hire Tucker. You're not hearing none of this about lame Don Lemon. You know why? Because Don Lemon wasn't a threat to nobody. He was fired because he was whack. He was not bringing any ratings, and no one's going to offer Don Lemon nothing. He's just a liberal talking head. You can hear whatever Don Lemon is saying on any of these liberal platforms, or you could just hear what Don Lemon's talking about on something like The Breakfast Club. He's useless. His career is going to be over. but not Tucker Carlson's, man. And we live in a country that likes to go around the world lecturing to other nations about them having their civil rights for their people and free speech. Yet we are a censoring country. You got a sitting congresswoman named AOC. Why is she going on air talking about we need to? Did you hear that interview where she said we need to get the government to intervene in censoring or moderating Tucker Carlson?
I did see that.
That is un-American. What are you talking about? That is a sitting but so how are we going to other countries and talking about Russia and China and them being repressive when we got a whole group of liberals in here censoring conversation? So repressive, especially on Twitter and all these. Well, I don't know about modern day Twitter now, but before Elon took over, all the social media companies did not allow us to have a difference of opinion on a certain medical condition. That is repressive. How are we talking about civil rights and liberties? And then when Tucker gets censored, she's like, you see, I told you deplatforming works. It is a joke. But like I said, Tucker Carlson posed a threat to the mainstream conservatives, like what's her name, like Meghan McCain, because of course that clown was celebrating. The only claim to fame that useless Meghan McCain has is that, oh, my daddy was John McCain. My daddy. Shut up, because without him, you will be nothing. No one even cares what you have to say. It's just that the liberal media is propping her up. And just another thing about Tucker, man. Tucker even defended people who he was ideology in disagreement with, like the what was that? It was like some African socialist party, something like that, going on in Florida, and they was very vocal about the Ukraine war. They was extremely vocal, and they was getting arrested. And Tucker Carlson goes live on air and defend it. Now I don't see none of these black liberals defending them. I don't see none of these black liberals are silent. These clowns, these wannabe, I got my fist in the air, I'm fighting for black power. These clowns say nothing if their white liberal masters don't tell them that it's okay to speak on it. They are controlled opposition acting people. And just my last thing, man, about black optics. You remember those clowns in Tennessee, that one black guy with the fro? Mm-hmm. And they talking like they are in the 1950s. They outside with the Congo drums. I mean, this is performative. This is comedic. And then you got black liberals celebrating that they're fighting the power. Like, what power are they fighting? They are fighting against gun control. So first of all, you claim that white people, especially white supremacy, is so repressive. But if that's the case, you want to cede your defense to the same people who you complain about? Like, I'm telling you, bro, we live in a matrix that is designed to keep this country stupid. And Tucker Carlson was the last really bastion of any type of independency. But the good thing is that now these are bringing more people to the internet, because there needs to be more boost in your channel and every other conservative independent. 'Cause I'm sick and tired of Fox News. I'm sick and tired of these quote unquote conservative networks bending over for these liberals. Fox knew Tucker had a dot on his head, and they just capitulate. We're always capitulating. That is pissing conservatives off, and I'm so glad this happened, because now I hope Fox News is dead. I hope it dies, and this really makes the conservative independent media go up, man. And that's all I got to say, man.
Thanks for the call, man. Appreciate you.
All right, take care.
Wow, very well said. Very, very well said. That's a great call. I got to end it right there. Actually, that's a hot note to end it on. We're at the end of the show. These 3 hours went by so quick, just like that. I mean, I feel like I just sat here and then now it's over with. It's 10:58. That's crazy. So thank y'all for being here. You guys are fantastic. If you couldn't get on tonight, I'm sorry. Don't blame me. Blame the white man. Y'all know how I do. It's not my fault at all. I don't take responsibility. But I'll be back again live on Saturday, of course, from 8 to 11 Eastern time. And this will be available in the podcast format, audio only, on your favorite audio streaming platform, whether that be, what I'm on, Spotify, Google Play, Apple iTunes, Stitcher, Anchor, etc. Link for that will be in the description box. Yeah, we'll be at 1 million subscribers pretty soon. I did my video about your man Crowder. I lost probably about 100 subs, not too many. So once we get past that, I'll go back to my normal accumulation of subscribers, and I'll be able to get to 1 million. I think this month. I think we'll cross that path this month. And I say we because it's all you guys make it happen. So I'm glad y'all are here with me through this whole situation. Yeah, it did go by fast. Ain't that right, Miki? For sure. I gotta give it an extra hour. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I gotta go to bed. I gotta go to sleep. I got things to do. I gotta get some more content out for you guys. I'm trying to put out 3 videos a day. And I want to do another channel as well. I want to do one more channel speaking about more life issues, maybe financial issues, stuff like that. Things that I could speak about here, but it may be better on a separate channel. So I'll be doing that pretty soon. And I got to be able to sleep and get time for myself to make it happen. Alrighty. So thank y'all again for being here. You guys are the best audience anywhere on these internets. I got super chats to read right quick. Then I wrap it on up, put the bow clean on top. Thank you, Gonzalo, for watching for 2.5 years. I appreciate you. You know, I couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you. All right. Now, let me get to the supers. There's only a couple here. Then I'm going to wrap it on up. Thank you to Kenneth G. Is that you? Is that who I think it is? Is that the Kenny I know? But Kenneth G says, the best thing I like about your backdrop is the flags and you don't display your YouTube plaque. Hank Reardon will be proud of your accomplishments. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you to 007 girl who says, happy birthday to Abake MIT. God bless. Thank you for that. Shout out to Abake MIT. Enjoy your birthday, sir. Glad you're here with us. And I think that will be a wrap. Shout out to you guys. Thank you to everybody that's been watching, retweeting, super chatting, and whatever you're doing. I couldn't do it without you. Shout out to the mods for keeping the trolls in check and everybody in line with what it's supposed to. And I'll be coming up with some more videos tomorrow. I pretty much already got my topics for tomorrow. I'm gonna cover the Navy recruiting. And you know what? Shout out to the caller that just called in speaking about the Navy recruiting, because I'm gonna tie that in there as well. Because the point I made about, well, it's gonna be kind of hard to get guys. Like, you're speaking about the recruiting being wrong. Yes. If you're going to have a drag queen be the digital influencer, but what about the K through 12 indoctrination that says that America sucks, it's bad, it's terrible, it's racist, built on white supremacy? How are you going to have patriotic young men that want to go to the military? And we got some fugazi things going on in the military. We got the clot shot, the vax from the pandemic, scandemic, plandemic going on. Why would you want to join? You know, it's a lot of things. There's a lot of stuff going on. My doctor actually was in the Navy and left. And he was saying I'm going to give you this, guys, and then I'm going to roll out. I'm not going to name any names. My doctor went and got a checkup. He was like, yeah, I was in the Navy and I left because of C-19 and the vax. And he's talking about, you got these 18-year-old young men in the hospital because they got this shot and they don't even need it, because when you're 18 and a young man, you are in the lowest risk group for this shot. So it's like, what are we doing? Guys are leaving. Guys are retiring when they don't have to retire, when they can retire. You understand? You did 20 years in the Navy, you can go ahead and retire at 30-something years old. You got guys that stay longer than that, but then they retire afterward because of what's going on with C-19. And they can't see these young men being required to get this shot, especially when they're not even in the risk group. And when it doesn't even work, it doesn't even prevent you from, I don't want to go down that road, so I digress. But according to what they have been saying, they're starting to reduce some of they're starting to remove some of or at least one of the shots from the emergency list. They are disapproving it. There's all kind of things going on. And guys say, you know what? I don't want any parts of this. I'm leaving. So if you got guys that have been dedicated to the military for years and years and years leaving, how are you going to get new guys on? It's difficult, but it is what it is. I don't want to talk too much. Y'all already know what it is. Maybe y'all do a Rumble channel and speak more about this kind of stuff, the deep dive type vax stuff. Because I know if I go here on the YouTubes, they're not going to like that too much. But that'll be a wrap for me. So until next time, y'all be safe. I'm out. And peace.